Oh, did you end the stream?
Just a second.
Gotcha.
それが魔女と私の契約だ。
The witch.
Which witch?
私が死ぬ時に
You'll know soon.
初めからその約束だからこそ何も残らぬのだ。何も残せぬのだ。
After reaching a furious crescendo, Kinzo suddenly slumped over. His expression was limp and feeble, as though an evil spirit had possessed him and then left.
Kinzo went limp.
だが未練がある。残すものは何一つないが、残したまま行けぬものが。
それを書き記せばいい。もちろん生きているうちにこなせればそれでいい。だが万一の時、残された者がそれを引き継いでくれる。
What does that even mean? Is it gonna be a will collab?
A will collab.
自分に万一があっても必ずその心残りが解決できるように残していく。
Or does he mean that they're going to resolve?
Yeah, like put your regrets in your will and they'll finish it.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, how does that work?
When Nanjo tried to gently pat Kinzo's shoulder, the dying man flew into a sudden rage and batted away Nanjo's hand.
ダメだ。私が生きているうちでなくてはならぬ。私は死ねば魂はすぐに契約の悪魔に食らわれて消え去ってしまう。
So, it is about like a witch. At least it's like in the name, and I heard that like one of the characters is called that. But
yeah.
Is it like natural? Is it like a lot of that?
There is a lot of supernatural stuff, yes.
Ooh.
死後の世界も安らぎも私にはないのだ。だから全ては私が生きているうちでなければならぬ。だから遺言状など私には必要ない。そのようなものを書く暇があったなら私は見たい。もう一度見たい。ベアトリーチェの微笑む顔がもう一度見たい。はあ、ベアトリーチェ、なぜに私をこれほどまでに拒むのか。今こそお前に与えられた全てを返そう。全てを失おう。
The voice acting is really freaking good.
だから最後にもう一度だけお前の美少を見せてくれ。ベアトリーチェ、頼む交渉だ。聞こえているはずだ。お前はそういう女だ。
Hi Pencil, welcome. So nice to see you.
頼む。
Konniya.
姿を見せてくれ。いるんだろう。
I usually haven't seen the voice acted version as well.
Yeah, oh, it's so good. I'm so excited to see it.
今もこの部屋のどこかで私を嘲笑っているのだろう。私の前にもう一度現れてくれ。そして微笑んでくれ。このまま一人で死にたくない。お前への微笑みを再び一目見るまでは絶対に死ねないのだ。
What Beatrice does to a motherfucker.
Oh my god, you have no idea.
ベアトリーチェ、この命はくれてやる。お前にくれてやる。交渉だ。ベアトリーチェ。
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, the opening.
Oh. I really love the music. I
The
did
music
hear
is
a little bit of a few I love all of them.
They're so good. Oh, the soundtrack is so good. Everything is awesome.
I'm so excited.
Me too!
Oh, I really dig this. Oh, this is the original art, I take it?
This is the original art, yes.
It's really cute.
It is cute. There's a real charm to Ryukishi's art.
For sure. They're so short.
They got like mittens for hands. It's adorable.
Yeah, the mittens for hands are like my favorite.
Welcome to Rokkenjima. Hell yeah.
We came.
We came to conquer.
October 4th, 1986.
へえ。たったの20分で着いちまったんだから驚いちまうぜ。
I couldn't help but scratch my head and marvel at how far things have come in recent years. We used to go by boat. Back then, we were all forced to endure nearly half a day of swaying back and forth over the sea before we reached Nijima. Things have gotten so much more convenient these days. Still, I've never been on a plane like this small. I've flown in a huge jumbo jet before, but this will be my first experience in such a tiny one.
Hi,
Hi, Indy! Welcome!
Konniya.
It's going to shake, isn't it? They say that smaller boats shake more, so I guess the same rule probably applies to planes.
Does it?
I don't know if that's true. Just spare me.
大丈夫だよ、バトラ君。
Oh, he
Hello.
has the same glasses as I do. Twirling my hair. Don't get attached. Don't get attached.
You can't get attached to anybody.
Everyone's either gonna be evil or dead or both.
船に比べたら全然揺れは少ないよ。
うわジョージの兄貴かよ。
George.
George.
急に勘弁してくれよ。
Georgie.
今ので寿命が3年縮んじまったぜ。つうか、揺れってなんすか？別に俺は飛行機も揺れんのかな？まさか落ちたりしねえかな？なんて夢にも思っちゃいないぜ。
His character is a bit different from what I am.
Oh, yeah.
ごめんごめん。
He seems like such a punk.
もう小さい
A
頃
little
とは
bit
違う
of
よ
punkish
ね。
about him.
あれから6年も経ってるんだし、もうバトラ君も子供じゃないか。
Yeah, I see they all have the same bird thing on their clothes.
Yes.
Or they're like from
That is-
from the same family.
Yes. This is a family drama.
I see. Family feud.
じゃあ、
Yup.
兄貴はタバコも酒も OK ってかよ。タバコは興味ねえけど、酒は飲んでみたいよな。兄貴なんか、おじさんの遺伝子あんなら、相当飲めちゃいそうだけど。
僕の場合は好きで飲むというよりは仕事で飲む方が多いからね。日本のビジネスは酒抜きでは難しいよ。
Wait, where's my last toggle? Wait.
Do the scary shiny glasses.
Yeah. Oh my word.
But still.
そうっすよね。だから俺も、今晩の夕食あたりに初挑戦してみようかなって。
ダメだよ。バトラ君はまだ未成年じゃないか。未成年の飲酒は発育に悪影響を及ぼす可能性が。って。
こんだけタッパがありゃ、俺の発育。むしろ、ちょいと身長値。
やっぱり地かしらね。
Oh my god. Hold on.
Oh,
I was just trying to do my toggle, but I think I accidentally triggered the thing. I'm just gonna see for real quick. I know now.
I know
I know
now.
now.
よろしいのですか。
That makes sense.
な、
金蔵さんの、
何も残せ。
Yes, yes, love B very much.
We love Beatrice.
I know now.
たったの20分。お
ごめんご。
じゃあ、
僕の場合は。ダメだよ。未成年の飲酒って。
こんだけタッパがありゃ、むしろ、ちょいと身長縮めた方が服が探しやすいくらい。
Until I hit my growth spurt, my height was below average in my class. Knew it. I'd passed 180 centimeters. I guess I have all that muscle training and those shady mail-order performance-enhancing drugs to thank for that, Battler.
What?
He's a bit of a jokester, Battler is. Yeah. Before then, I'd never dreamed that I'd shoot 10 centimeters above George Aniki, who'd reached his peak height early on.
On one of those make your peen grow 10 inches ads.
Yeah, he's the type.
Oh my god.
Damn, I bet all my relatives will say, "Look how big you've grown, Battler-chan," or something.
I'll be real with you, relatives will or not.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's all so embarrassing. I wish they'd just give me a break. Anyway, my name, Battler. Well, it's pretty damn weird, don't you think?
I do think it's weird.
I've got to wonder what my parents were thinking when they gave me that name. I've never met anyone who could read it right the first time. I usually get called Sento-kun.
Like battle? Like war?
Yeah, it'll show the kanji in a minute.
I see.
Unfortunately, that's not even close. My name is written Ushiromiya Batora.
I mean, kanji. No, I do know what Sando means, though.
Yeah. Can you read it?
No.
The first part is my family name, Ushiromiya. That's a fairly plausible Japanese pronunciation so far. The problem is my own name. Batora is made up of the characters for fight and person, and it's pronounced Battler.
That would because like this is completely made up pronunciation then.
It is, yeah. Put it all together, and you've got Ushiromiya Battler.
That really does explain why nobody can read it, because like there's literally no way.
Yep. It's pretty crazy, right? It's crazy enough that my parents decided to call me that, but it's even more crazy that some government worker let them make it official.
He has a point.
Both groups are at the top of my must-kill list. It's one of my favorite parts. Wow, so people can just do that, make it up? Yeah, so there are a little bit of Japanese trivia for you. There are a list of approved kanji for names in Japan, and so you can pick from that list. And some parents in recent years have done like designer names where they pick kanji based on like either the meaning or the pronunciation, and and just smush them together to create names like battlers.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is one of my cousins. His name is Ushiromiya Georgi, pronounced Ushiromiya George. He's 5 years older than me, so he's probably turning 23 this year. Since the Ushiromiya cousins consist of 2 boys and 2 girls, I ended up playing with George all the time. And because I've always thought of him as a big brother, I still call him Aniki today.
しかしバトラ君は大きくなったな。男子3日を合わざれば刮目して待つべしとはよう言うたもんや。
やっぱり血かしらね。ルドルフも高校くらいまでは身長そんなになかったのよ。
So, yeah, at first I was wondering, like, are you Chinese? Like the names, but now I'm like, oh, so they are Japanese. They're just fucking weird.
Exactly, yes, they're Japanese, but they're weird.
最終的には伸びるのかもね。
そんなことないっすよ。男は中身も伴わなくっちゃ。
そうや。バトラ君は分かっとる。男は中身で勝負なんや。常に己の鍛錬を忘れたらあかん。そして虎視眈々とチャンスを待ってドカンと開花させるんや。
Oh, has stream been working consistently?
I think so.
わしもまさか
Oh,
今
thank
日
God. Okay.
会社社長なんて一国一城の主になれるとは思わんかった。
He looks like a mafia boss.
そうや。
Mm.
あの無一文の焼け野原がわしの原点なんや。
I think Tai though is a lot. I get it.
Mm-hmm. This stout, plump old guy is George Aniki's dad, Hideyoshi Oji-san. He's the husband of Dad's older sister. In other words, we're not blood related. He's nice to children, sociable all the time, and even quick to give out some spending money to us kids. Hideyoshi fucking rules.
Good to know that there's at least someone that rules.
Mm-hmm. Simply put, he's an awesome uncle. He speaks in an odd and very noticeable Kansai dialect, but he's actually a natural-born Kanto man. Apparently, impressions are everything in the business world. So speaking in a different style than other people is an act that makes him stick out more.
I thought usually they tried to get rid of the accent.
Yeah, Hideyoshi's playing 4D chess here. However, I hear that he gets embarrassed when talking within earshot of a real Kansai person, so he switches back to standard Japanese. Oh, Yuzu, you cosplayed Hideyoshi, that's awesome.
Nicey.
I don't really get it, but he's definitely an interesting person.
すぐ自分の自慢話に入っちゃうのがたまに傷なのよね。およしなさいな。バトラ君、耳にタコができちゃってるんだから。ねえ。
そんなことねえっすよ。でもいいじゃないっすか。語れる武勇伝があるってのは男としてかっこいいことだと思いますよ。俺なんか語るような話は何もないっすからね。
あらそう？バトラ君なんかそのルックスでいっぱい女の子を泣かせてそうだからさぞかし武勇伝が多そうだと思ったんだけど。
Something's telling me he's gonna make girls cry, but for all different.
情報弾じゃないっすよ。そんな妙な武勇伝あるわけないじゃない。
I'm still trying to decipher. Is this dice?
You're right on. You're right on the money. It's Daisuke Ono.
Oh,
You're
'cause, like,
absolutely correct.
Like it sounds like really good though. Really good.
Yep. Oh, the voice cast is stacked.
For sure.
あら、あるんでしょ武勇伝。
あら。
おばさんにも後で教えてね。ジョージったらそういう浮ついた話が全然ないんだから。
She's such a classic arara auntie.
Oh yes. This is my aunt and George Aniki's mother, Eva Obasan. She's my dad's older sister. She and Hideyoshi Oji-san are a pair of jokers, and they've always teased me back as far as I can remember.
Oh, so are they married?
Yes, Eva and Hideyoshi are
okay.
married. Mhm.
Seems like
This sometimes... They are. Oh.
Yeah.
It sometimes made them a bit hard to get along with when I was small. Well, I guess the events of the last 30 seconds prove that they can still be hard to get along with. Even so, George Aniki's family is interesting and fun, and they seem to get along just fine. Sheesh, that's pretty much the total opposite of my family.
バトラ君、
Oh,
Kirie!
ルドルフさんを見なかった？
never seen this character, but the design's freaking cool.
Kirie is awesome.
さっきお手洗いに行くのを見ましたけど、まだ出てこないんすか？
The freaking diamond-shaped cutouts are so cool.
こりゃぽっくりいっちまったかな。ナムナムナムナム。
自分のお父さんにそんな言い方はないでしょ？
Nom, 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 nom. That's like a Buddhist mantra, I think.
まあ、
It is.
あの
Yep,
人の
yep.
お手洗いが長いのは今に始まったことじゃないしね。
ああ、アンニャルは昔っからそうです。雑誌持ってトイレに入るのやめてほしいんすよね。何の雑誌持ち込んで何をしてんだ。
あら、
What are you
そんな心配は
implying?
全然不要よ。私と一緒にいる以上、そんなこと一人でさせやしないもの。
なんの話か。後でじっくり聞きたいっすね。親父め、玉まで握られてグーの音も出ないわけだ。
言っとかないとどういうことになるか、よーくわかってるでしょ？
いやいや、まったく。
Is she like a bodyguard or something?
あのクソ親父の助けは、キリエさんにしか無理っすよ。実の息子の俺
he's
も
his wife.
喜んで譲っちゃいますわ。
Really?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
ええ、任せてちょうだい。そういうの得意なのよ。
This woman is my father's wife.
Well, someone married young.
Her name is Ushiromiya Kirie. As you can probably tell from our conversation, she's not my real mother. She's basically my stepmother. Battler, she is your stepmother. That's literally what she is. My real mom died 6 years ago. Kirie-san is the woman Dad married afterwards. It's understandable for someone my age. I could never bring myself to call his new wife Mom. And I doubt she feels like using the word son on this massive kid who's no relation to her at all. We aren't little kids. We know there's nothing to be gained by fighting. So we decided that we wouldn't force ourselves to pretend that we were family. I've decided to act a bit more frank with her, as though she's a friendly neighbor instead. It's much easier to just keep a little distance instead of forcing ourselves to act all close and making each other uncomfortable. Kirie-san has been very open about all this, and thanks to that, we've been able to get along pretty well. Then, just when we were bad-mouthing Dad about being in the bathroom, the man himself came back, wiping his hands with a handkerchief.
Battle?
なんだよ、親父。
He's probably really evil and fucked up, but I kind of dig the look.
Yeah, Rudolph is interesting. I mean, they're all interesting, but Rudolph is, yeah.
耳つねんな、耳。
また母さんと俺の悪口を言ってたろ。なんでお前には父親に対する尊敬の念ってやつがわかねえんだ。
いででででででででででで。ああ、いでえよ、クソ親父。俺の耳伸ばしたってさ、取れねえぞい。
And Daisuke are really knocking it out the park.
Daisuke Orozu is doing a fantastic job.
Because like this has got to be like pretty old voice acting, right?
だって、
yeah, the,
横丸書いて逆に回して倍率どんどんさらに2倍。
Combo!
お父さん、
Dumbo.
失礼なこと言ってごめんなさいって言ってみ
Forgive
ろ。
me.
冗談じゃねえぜ。あ、そういうのは会員制のお店でやりやがれってんだ。だから話せって。
This old bastard is my dad. I think I'm pretty tall, but Dad's about the same height. It's probably no surprise that Eva Obasan started talking about Dad's blood when she saw my height. By the way, my height isn't the only thing I got from him. It seems having weird names runs in the family. Dad's full name is written Ushiromiya Rudolfu. You can't read it, can you?
No.
Come on, it's just Rudolph.
It's just blah, blah, blah.
It's a blah 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 blah. Anyway, this guy's name is pronounced Rudolph. Haha, he must hate grandfather for giving him that name. Still, that's no reason to pass that weird naming tradition on to me.
Hi, Ed. Welcome to the stream.
Hello!
Enjoy.
As the old bastard twisted my ear all over the place, Eva Obasan snuck up behind him and grabbed his ear.
こらこらルドルフ、息子に乱暴してるんじゃないわよ。
言ってよ、兄貴。
This scene perfectly illustrated the relationship between the prankster younger brother and the older sister who could deal out punishment to him despite his size.
エヴァ姉さん、そのくらいにしてあげてください。
Cute.
同じ分、後で反対の耳を私が引っ張って伸ばしておきますので。
あら、ごめんなさいね。キリエさんの引っ張る分も残しておかなくちゃ。ルドルフ、後でたっぷりキリエさんにお仕置きしてもらいなさいね。
たく、姉貴こそ弟いじめもいいとこだぜ。
You know she pegs.
秀吉
She absolutely does!
本当にありがとうございます。兄さんの寛大さがなかったら、今でもまだ売れ残ってますよ。
What?
Rude.
弟として申し訳ないです。
誰が売れ残るって？
Yeah!
After taking 3 steps back, Eva Obasan unleashed one of her beautiful high reverse roundhouse kicks, which stopped just a centimeter away from the tip of Dad's nose.
Get his ass.
After starting out with Tai Chi Chuan for her figure, Eva Obasan then developed an interest in the Chinese martial arts.
Looks like she doesn't just dress the part.
No, she talks the talk and walks the walk. After that, she went through karate, taekwondo, capoeira, and what is it she's learning now again? Well, anyway, they say a woman's weapons are in her lower body, and that's literally true for Eva.
側頭部直撃だと一発で混沌するわよ。この間演舞でミスって相方泡吹いちゃったんだからね。
いやいや、足癖の悪い姉貴で本当に申し訳ないです。
Dad, completely unfazed, shrugged and smiled ironically at Hideyoshi Oji-san.
わしには兄弟がおらん。だからエヴァとルドルフ君のじゃれ合いを見とると胸がポカポカしてくるんや。
Enjoying the cute family banter.
Right? Yeah, like, you better not get used to this.
Yeah.
あら、ジョージ君に弟を作ってあげるという話はないんですか？もうジョージ君も立派な大人になって手も離れたでしょうから、次の子がいてもいいでしょうに。
I love the harpsichord music also.
おいおい、キリエ。生まれてくる子の苦労も考えてやれよ。よくこの性悪姉貴から生まれて、ジョージ君はあんなにもまっすぐ育ってくれたもんさ。本当にジョージ君は偉いな。うちのボンクラに今度、爪の赤を分けてやってくれよ。
そんなことないわよ。エヴァ姉さんの教育が間違ってなかったから、ジョージ君はあんなに素直ないい子になったんだから。ですよね、姉さん。
あらあら、そんな。うちのジョージもまだまだ頼りなくって。そうそう。それよりお宅のエンジェちゃんはどんな具合なの？吐いちゃったって聞いたけど。
Howdy, is that Howdy's sister?
He does!
久しぶりに顔が見れると思って期待してたんやで。大丈夫なんか？
いつも季節の変わり目に風邪をひくんです。どうも弱くって。
Aww.
本当は連れてきたかったんですけど、今回は私の実家に面倒見てもらっています。
それが賢明よ。
Kitty is so freaking hot.
She's a good-looking
本家の
lady.
毒気に当てない方が治りは早いもの。大人の都合より子供の病気の方が大事よ。
わしな、吐く風によう効く薬知っとんや。帰ったらすぐ送るさかい、使うてくれや。
ありがとうございます、秀吉兄さん。いつもお世話になりっぱなしで。
And once the conversation suddenly veered off in that direction, we kids didn't have any chance of butting in. For now, I'm just happy that Eva Obasan gave Dad his just desserts for tugging on my ear.
まだ天候調査中がなくならないね。
George, so cute.
George Aniki pointed at the counter. The checking weather sign was still stuck next to the departure chimes for the flight we were scheduled to board. According to Aniki, smaller planes are more subject to winds and other effects of the weather. And it's not at all uncommon for the flights to be delayed because of that. Wait a sec, it isn't really gonna start to shake, is it? From down here on the ground it just looks cloudy, not windy. Well, I guess it's different up where the planes fly.
ちょっと天気が怪しいものね。
Eva Obasan looked at a TV in the lounge. The weather forecast was being broadcast, informing us that a typhoon was approaching the Kanto region.
また台風か。
He looks like a Pokemon villain.
Like Giovanni? Yeah, kinda!
親族会議が毎年10月ってんじゃ。もうちょい時期を選んでくれりゃいいのによ。
どうかね。私もお盆の時期にやってくれればっていっつも思うわよ。ならルドルフ、それ今回の会議でお父様と兄さんに提案してみればいいじゃない。
冗談。姉貴が言えよ。俺が何を言っても兄貴は聞かねえよ。
いやよ。私は別に10月でも困らないもの。ルドルフ
Didn't you just say you wanted to have
台
it in
風が
open?
嫌だからって言うから提案したらって言っただけよ。
俺は台風が来るのはいつものことだなって言っただけだろ。お盆の時期がいいって言い出したのは姉貴だぜ。
あら、去年ルドルフも言ったわよ。お盆の時期なら仕事のスケジュールとも合わせやすいのにって。
言ってねえだろ、そんなことよ。
言ったわよ。私、そういうのは絶対忘れないもん。
いや、言ってねえよ。言ってんのはいつも姉貴だよ。
知ってる？寸止めって高等技術なのよ。
チッ。いい年した女がはしたないことばっかしてんじゃねえぜ。
Rude! Shut up!
But you keep saying that you gotta get kicked into nuts next time.
Dad and Eva Obasan's argument looked no different from a couple of brats
普段
quarreling.
は父親や母親として振る舞っていても、こうして親族会議で元の兄弟に出会うと、子供の頃の自分に戻っちゃうからだろうね。
Well, it's time for my medicine.
Okay.
I am not like that one. I actually take my medicine.
You listen to the doctors.
俺は将来あんなクソ親父みたいにはなりたくないに。なるなら兄貴みたいな知的な大人になりたいもんだぜ。
僕かい？僕なんかまだまださ。社会経験が全然足りないし、社交性も度胸も足りない。バトラ君にはそれらのいくつかがすでにあるように思うよ。だからきっと成人したら僕なんかすぐに追い抜いちゃうさ。
George Aniki scratched his head and laughed as though trying to hide his embarrassment. Of course, he was just being humble. Aniki entered a university and became an apprentice at Hideyoshi Oji-san's company at the same time, studying both academics and how to become a business emperor in parallel.
Wow.
He's well educated, that George. Then, right after graduating, he got into Hideyoshi Oji-san's company as his father's aide, piling up a lot of real-life experience as he devoted himself zealously to his work. His great dream is to one day stand on his own and build up his own kingdom.
Like, literally kingdom?
Well, business empire.
Or, okay, business empire. You never
Aniki
know
is
with these guys.
Well, that's true. Aniki is a real paragon of a man, sparing no effort as he strives towards his goal. It's no exaggeration to say that I really respect him. And then there's me. I'm nothing at all like Aniki. I'm living my happy-go-lucky, idle high school life to the max. I've got no dreams for the future. I'd like to just sit back, stay cool, and let the money flow in, but of course that could never happen. Battler, you and me both, buddy. When Aniki was my age, he had already formed an impressive objective and had started devoting himself towards studying for that goal, so I guess I can't compare at all. My dad just says, sure you can study at my company if you like cleaning toilets.
God damn.
Damn it, I'm not gonna be in the debt of that old bastard.
You're not going to be a Nepo baby.
Right. I'll find my way myself. If only willpower was all it took to become an adult. Should I go on one of those self-searching journeys that are all the rage these days?
Oh, you will.
You certainly will! Well, it's not like I can mooch off my parents for that kind of money. Right then, Hideyoshi Oji-san shouted out loudly. Oji-san is a really nice person on the whole, but he does have a problem controlling the volume of his voice. When I looked over, I saw that he was greeting Rosa Oba-san, who had come late.
No spoilers.
Rosa-san やないか。マリアちゃん、久しぶりやの。
久しぶり。キュウリ。Finally, we enter the cute girls moment.
マリア、お久しぶりです。でしょ？言ってごらん。
お久しぶりです。
そうや。
So freaking cute.
よく言えたな。ご褒美に飴玉あげような。おっと、あれ？どこにしまったんや。
ローザさん、お久しぶりです。マリアちゃんもお久しぶり。
ご無沙汰してます、キリエ姉さん、秀吉兄さん。と、あら、バトラ君？大きくなったわね。
Hi Felix, welcome to the stream.
Hi Felix!
いやー今日は会うたびに言われてて恥ずかしいっすよ。
おう、ローザ、遅かったな。飛行機がダイヤ通りだったらギリギリってとこだったぞ。
ごめんなさい。列車の接続がうまくいかなくて。
Hi Eller, welcome. So nice to see
Oh.
you.
なに？また天候調査中なの？
ぼやかないぼやかない。船で6時間も揺られるくらいなら飛行機でほんの30分の方がずっとマシよ。たとえ1時間余計に待たされたって全然早いんだから。
マリアちゃんも大きくなったで。今身長いくつあるんや？
身長いくつあるんや。
Is that... Oh, sorry. Maybe? Maybe?
Yep, that's her.
So freaking cute.
Mm-hmm.
She used to be in old stuff like...
Mm-hmm. I know, yeah.
She's like such an icon of like early
early
2000s.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, she was also in Higurashi. She's Hanyu in Higurashi.
Oh yeah.
Maria-chan parroted Hideyoshi Oji-san's question, looking up at her mother. I guess she doesn't remember her own height. She's probably right in the middle of a growth spurt, so her height must change every month. In just a few more years, she'll probably start looking very feminine.
この
間の身体測定でいくつって出たっけ？これでも少しずつは伸びてるんですよ。ねえ。
マリアゼラ。
去年よりもずっと成長したと思いますよ。今年で9歳でしたっけ？
Oh, she baby.
She's just a baby.
そうだね。9歳だね。マリアちゃんも元気そうでよかった。よいしょ。もう高い高いをするには。
No, OBS, please live.
No, OBS, come on!
マリアちゃん、覚えてる？
Well, at least the lags are more spaced.
Yeah.
バトラ君よ。
Hopefully.
一緒に遊んでもらったの忘れちゃった？
無理だろ。最後にバトラと会ったのは3つの時だぜ。3つの時の記憶なんか残ってねえよ。
I love her little cry.
She is such a cute outfit. She must know everyone's face apart from mine because she meets them every year, but I haven't had contact with the Ushiromiya family for about 6 years now. So it's no surprise that this 9-year-old girl doesn't have any memories of me. Even I can only just barely remember her being a 3-year-old crybaby.
マリア、バトラお兄ちゃんよ。ルドルフおじさんの息子さん。わかる？兄さんの息子さんが、兄さんが息子さん。
She probably uses that ooh sound to fill in the blanks when she can't understand a complicated explanation. She's so right.
Girls just want to make incomprehensible sounds.
Ooh, ooh. I guess that was a bit too confusing for her.
マリアちゃん、彼はバトラ君。僕と同じいとこだよ。
庄司お兄ちゃんと同じ？バトラ、いとこ、
そう。よくできたね。
This part of Aniki is what makes me really look up to him. For someone who isn't married, he's just great at dealing with kids. I'm sure that he'll be an indulgent father in the future.
バトラ、お兄ちゃん？
Maria looked straight at me with a questioning expression, as though asking whether it was alright to call me that.
おや、俺がバトラだ。よろしくな、マリア。
バトラ！こらマリア、呼びつけちゃダメでしょ。バトラお兄ちゃんと呼びなさい。
いいっすよ、ローザおばさん。細かいことは気にしないっすから。まあマリア、俺とお前は名前を呼びつけ合う仲だもんな。
バトラ、バトラ、バトラ！
Super cute.
おや、マリア、マリア、マリア。
We horsed around for a while to make up for the 6-year gap in our friendship. You're so cute. She probably still thinks of me as nothing more than a big new friend, but things will probably work out as we get to know each other again. But I'm surprised. She's just the way I remember her being 6 years ago.
Yeah, I know it's just writing, if it's developmental issues.
She does not. And we'll get into it.
Okay, that's fine.
Seems that people don't just change that much after all. I'm a bit happy that she's still the pure, innocent girl I remember. Her name is written Maria. Of course, Maria is pronounced Maria. The third character looks like a cross, which is pretty cool.
Wow. Like the freaking...
Uh-huh. Her feelings don't usually show up on her face, so it can be difficult to know just what she's thinking, but that's just how she looks on the outside.
Is the other character...
Rosa, yes.
Yeah, at first I thought Rosa... Oh! Duh! Stupid. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks just like
A little bit with her little side
Yeah.
hair pieces. On the inside, she's just a sweet, normal girl. Then there's Maria's mother, Rosa Obasan. She's my dad's younger sister. Rosa is written Rosa. Here's a name that's totally not Japanese. Sorry to say it, but her name's almost as ridiculous as Dad's. I've got to respect her for not ending up as screwed up as he is. When I think about it, all the names in my family sound foreign. Just why is grandfather so obsessed with this? Because of him, even us grandchildren have to put up with this weird naming sense. It's even more annoying since grandfather's own name is perfectly normal. Anyway, there's one thing about Rosa Obasan that's a relief compared to the other family members. I haven't been having a problem with it, but I'm also, like, on call, so I don't know.
Yeah, because, like, OBS has its own thing.
Gotcha.
It's my denoiser. I don't know. But I'll try. Weird. Hell, I have a feeling this happened before, but I do not remember how I fixed it.
Oh no.
Let me see if it still happens with my other denoiser. But it's not as good. But yeah, maybe it's just that denoiser in particular. Does it sound okay now? Chat, let me know.
Okay. The old bastard and Eva Obasan have this annoying urge to tease and mock people all the time.
You guys should really tell me this stuff, like, when you notice it. Please, please, please.
Yeah.
I have no way of knowing, okay? Even if you think I might already know, please bring it up. Begging you.
But even though she shares their blood, Rosa Obasan isn't like that at all. She has the most common sense among all the siblings. Like Hideyoshi Oji-san, she's a kind aunt who will always be on the kid's side. However, possibly because she's more strict as a parent, she's not liberal with handing out spending money like Hideyoshi Oji-san. Alright, now we have the entire group of family members who are going to board the plane. Then, as though it had waited for us all to gather, an announcement rang out through the lobby. Our apologies for the wait. Boarding will now commence.
Yeah, there's voice.
ご搭乗のお客様はカウンター前の白線前に2列でお並びください。
ロザ、搭乗手続きまだだろ。急げ急げ。
いけない。マリア、いらっしゃい。
We had to go through a metal detector before going out on the runway. Our small plane wasn't as massive as an international flight, but it was still a plane. A staff member holding a metal detector checked us all. Once all of us cleared the check, we followed the staff member out onto the runway. Come to think of it, everyone here is in the Ushinomiya family. It's like this is a reserved charter flight or something.
Is it not meant to be?
I think that other people could have boarded it, but it ended up just being them. Our group stopped in front of the entrance to the airplane. Then our guide turned around and spoke, looking down at the passenger list as he did.
Oh, she will not be able to read this shit.
次の列の右、左と、それではお読み上げいたします。後宮秀吉様。
わしからか。はい。そうだエヴァ。飴玉あるか。さっきから探してるんだが、
見つからないんや。
後ろ宮エヴァ様。
ハンドバッグの中よ。機内に入ったら出すわ。
Heard that candies are a good way to protect your ears from hurting because of variations in atmospheric pressure when landing or taking
Yeah,
off.
I heard that too.
Yep. That's probably what they're talking about.
俺の席、窓際だといいな。
大丈夫だよ。窓際席しかないもん。
Oh.
As George Aniki said, there were apparently only 2 lines of seats.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Going bathroom mode.
That's actually a good idea. I think I'll do that too. Hello, Nia, from the bathroom. course. Hello. Thank you. Niya will be so excited when she comes back. Yeah, Niya is, she had to take a break to go to the bathroom. We are good, we are good. We are enjoying Umineko. If you are just joining, I am Niya's friend, Erin. I go by Ogama Girl online, and I am joining Niya today because I am a big Umineko fan. I love When They Cry in general, Higurashi and Konniya also. But Niya has never played Umineko, so I am joining her for her first trip. Nah, died on stream. We'll bring her back. Don't worry. We'll bring her back. The helicopter noise is very loud. Yes. Oh
my goodness. Hi, Radiance.
She turns.
Konniya. I lived. I'm alive. Hi.
She's alive.
Hi. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, we're just about to board the plane in Umineko, episode 1. We're like really early, so if you have not played this game, we are just starting, so now is like a really good time to still start watching.
Yeah, we're at the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
So this is what a small plane is like. It isn't really going to shake, right?
He keeps saying that. Is he really that worried?
Yeah.
はい。大丈夫だよ、バトラ君。あんまり揺れないから。
Does he go insane when it shakes?
He's got phobia of moving vehicles. Yeah.
That makes sense.
兄貴、あんまりってどのくらいだよ。船から落ちても泳げるからいいが、飛行機が落ちたらそれでおしまいなんだぜ。
He has a point.
もちろん客席にはパラシュートがあるんだろ。ねえの
？Really? Isn't that like a safety violation?
後ろ宮ルドルフ様。
It is the 80s.
感動してねえで、とっとと奥行け。
言って親父、オスだってパラシュートがねえんだよ。
後ろ宮桐江様。
ほら、仲良くじゃれてないの。進む。
言ってよ、キリエ。押すなって。ボンクラが進まねえんだよ。
後ろ宮マリア様。
進む。
後ろ宮ローザ様。
こらマリア、静かにしなさい。
こちらは機長の川端です。本日は新東京航空201便をご利用いただき誠にありがとうございます。
Hello, this is your pilot speaking. We are currently on a multitude of kilometers in the air, and now I go and the weather is the destination. Have a pleasant flight. Thank you for flying with the airline.
Uncanny how good that sounds.
上空の気流が乱れているとの報告が入っています。多少の揺れがあるかもしれませんので、離陸後もシートベルトは外さないように。
Yeah, that voice is way too clear.
兄貴、シートベルト外しちゃいけない揺れってなんだよ。
Especially for being in what 1986 or something.
じゃあ僕やだ。離陸後はシートベルト外せるぜ。それが外しちゃいけないって？どんな揺れ？くそー、騙された。何が揺れないだ。パラシュートはどこだよ。やっぱり俺は船が良かった。
Batara fucking dies. Legend of the Golden Witch.
Yes, it begins.
And so it begins. Some weird... What's it called? What's Klaus?
Klaus. He's the oldest sibling.
Ah. They do all be Oshiromiya.
They do all be. And then we've got the staff. Yeah.
Shannon and Cannon.
Oh, Shannon and Cannon, my beloveds.
And now we're gonna throw Batora off the plane with no parachute.
We're just gonna toss him. Goodbye, Battler.
Goodbye, Battler. Goodbye, you little shit. Umineko no Naku Koro ni.
Yappa fune da yo na. Fune.
落ちる落ちるマリハ、もういい加減になさい。
She really doesn't act like a 9-year-old.
She doesn't. She acts much younger.
It really makes sense when he said that she did not change much from when she was 3. That I believe.
バトラ君、てっきり怖いものなしだと思ってたから。
こいつ昔から乗り物がなぜかダメでさ。二言目には落ちるだの沈むだの。情けない男だな、おめえは。
うるえ。
Throwing up everywhere.
ありゃ、さすがに揺れすぎだろ。
Projectile vomiting.
小型機乗るのは初めてだったから、ちょいと答えちまっただけだぜ。
First time on a plane is pretty stressful.
It is. Yeah, like I get it.
バトラ君とは海外旅行を一緒に行くと賑やかそうね。おばさんとエジプトとか行かない？ 14時間も飛行機に乗れるわよ。
We already know what happens if Daisuke-ona's character goes to Egypt. Batora's bizarre adventure.
バトラ君、エヴァ姉さんに少し鍛えてもらいなさいよ。それにしてもおかしい。
Pencil, actually, Yukishi, the guy who wrote this, used to work as a social worker. So it's not that he had never interacted with kids. There is a reason Maria acts the way she does.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're trying to go no spoilers, so like, no matter what I say, no matter what I ask, just let me be.
Yeah.
こらこら、人間誰しも得て増えてはあるもんや。そない笑うたら悪いで。
I'm just not gonna question it, because like, we did hear that this game has a lot of supernatural stuff, so like, who knows, maybe she's like stuck in time or something.
Yeah, just go with the flow.
Yeah.
父さんも笑うのは悪いよ。ほら、マリアちゃんももう笑っちゃダメ。
もう笑っちゃダメ？
Yeah, damn it! Is being scared of planes really such a big deal? Everyone obviously thinks I'm a big oaf now. Well, you are. We split up and took separate taxis from the airport to the harbor.
So they are going on a boat after all.
There will be boat. From there on, we would be taking a boat to the island.
Well, aren't you happy, Batora? You got the boat you wanted.
Got the boat in the end! Get excited! The islands are right next to each other, so the distance of the trip wasn't that great. By boat, it was a leisurely 30 minutes to the island. After going to the pier where the boat to the island is anchored, we saw a silhouette waving its hand.
ジョージ兄さん！お久しぶりだぜ！
やあ、ジェシカちゃん、1年ぶりだね。
Jessica.
せ、また伸びたんじゃないかい？
よしてくれよ。毎年言われんのは恥ずかしいぜ。
a bit of a tomboy.
こいつが本当にジェシカなのかよ。
ってことはジョージ兄さん、このデカブツバトラーなのかよ。
We both stared each other down. She definitely didn't look like that in my memories, but I do remember her crazy way of talking.
いよジェシカ、なんだよお前。嘘だろ。なに女みたいな格好してんだよ。なんだよこれ、胸かよ。お前にも胸なんかできたのかよ。
Shut the fuck up.
Battler.
Are they related? Or is she
They
like
are.
one of the staff too?
They're related. They're related.
Oh, so
Battler
he is being weirdo.
Battler's just being a weirdo.
私は花も恥じらう18だぜ。髪だって伸びりゃ出るとこだって出るぜ。てめえに揉ませる胸なんざあるもんかい。
You go, girl.
バトラこそなんだよ。バカみてえに図体だけでかくなりやがって。知った腕力ついたのか。
ざけんじゃねえ。あれからどれだけ鍛錬積んだか思い知らせてやんぜ。
You okay? You okay? Wow. Oh no.
Fucking dies.
No, don't die. We brought you back once.
Sorry.
No, you're
Just
good.
soak the water.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
うぜえぜ。返り討ちだ。
This headstrong girl's name is Jessica. She was born under the same unlucky star as me, sharing the same kind of weird name. Anyway, Jessica is pronounced Jessica. She's Dad's older brother's daughter.
Oh, so we haven't met her dad yet then.
Correct. That older brother happens to be the oldest son of the Ushinomiya family, so for now it means Jessica is the direct heir of the Ushinomiya family. Since Jessica and I are the same age and sometimes had little boy-girl squabbles with each other, we've always been used to fighting and joking around together whenever the relatives gather. Jessica grew more quickly, so she always had me beat in terms of size and physical strength. So when we scuffled as a contest of strength, it usually went Jessica's way. So even though I clearly understand that I'm bigger now, I still feel like I can't win against Jessica with my strength.
なんだよ。何マジになってんだよ。いててて。
This family sure is huge.
They sure be huge.
ジェシカ、お前貧弱になっただろ
うるせえぜ。こちとら女やってんだ。いつまでも腕力で男に勝てるわけねえだろ。
まあ、そりゃそうだよな。
Yeah, I'm also pretty sure it has to do with those freaking pills that he's been taking.
You have an unfair advantage, Battler.
お前は胸につけたんだもんな。俺の腕とお前の胸ならちょうどいい力比べになりそうじゃねえのか。
Stop being fucking weird,
お前に揉
dude.
ませる父はねえ。それよりお前こそどうなんだよ。身長以外にも他のところちゃんと大人になったのか。
Or she could be weird back.
お嫁に行けなくなる。変なとこ触らないで。
人様が聞いて誤解すること言うんじゃねえ。
Honestly, I was so surprised at how feminine Jessica had become that I had to seriously horse around to hide it. Battler.
Batora being normal.
He's the most normal. That's right, considering what a bossy brat she was 6 years ago, anyone would be surprised. Yes, they are indeed just like this.
They're cousins, right?
They're cousins, yeah. And I guess she's just as surprised. She definitely wasn't expecting she'd lose to me in a test of strength. After losing that easily, she must be shocked at how much I've grown in the past 6 years. 6 years. Once again, I'm being shown just what a huge gap of time that was.
やれやれ。乾杯だぜ。こりゃもう私じゃかなわねえな。
そんなことないよ。バトラ君にもきっと弱点はあるよ。ね、マリアちゃん。
私
Is this some kind of fucked up premonition or something?
それは内緒にしような。
落ちる? Is it just what he was screaming on the plane?
Yeah, it was just what he was screaming on the plane.
あいにくだが、この弱点はジェシカにはもうさらさないぜ。
You're getting on the boat, though.
何しろ、悪夢の空路はもう終わっちまったんだからな。あとはのんびりチャボチャボとお船の旅さ。あのオンボロ漁船がこれほど恋しくなるとは思わなかったぜ。
あ？ジョージ兄さん、こいつ頭どうかしたのか？
There are so many things that's wrong with his head.
Where to begin?
You cannot even begin to comprehend.
すぐにね。
At the time, I didn't understand what Aniki meant by that big smile.
これは。はあ。
Kumasawa!
バトラさんも大きくなりまして。
Who's it this time? It's an old lady with an apron. Oh yeah, that takes me back. I remember now.
バトラ君、覚えてるかい？ほら、お手伝いの熊沢さんだよ。
熊沢のばあちゃんは忘れねえぜ。何しろこの6年、ちっとも老けちゃいねえぜ。むしろ若返ったんじゃねえの？
最近はお肌がピチピチしてきちゃって。ほら、胸もますますに大きくなっちゃいましたんですよ。揉んでみます？
ご冗談。俺が揉みたいのはピチピチした姉ちゃんの胸限定だぜ。
She just said she was pitchy pitchy.
若い日にはそれはピチピチしておりましたよ。ほらほら、ぜひどうぞお揉みくださいませ。
So to work on Bakenjima, you just have to be like that.
This is your punishment.
Yeah, seriously.
熊沢のばあちゃんじゃねえよ。
The jokes I'd cracked about Jessica were being used against me, as you deserve.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, Kumasawa has always been the type to tease people.
おいおいよせよ、熊沢さん。監獄に半分足突っ込んだ人がはしゃいじゃいけねえぜ。
若い方とじゃれるのが何よりの若返りの薬ですよ。
What a hearty laugh.
熊沢さんが迎えに来るなんて珍しいじゃない。どういう風の吹き回しかしら。用事を頼まれるといつも腰痛になるあなたが。
Cool, thanks.
So cute.
エヴァ様は相変わらず手厳しゅうございます。急なお買い物がありましたもので、そのついでに皆様のお迎えをしようと思いまして、もっともお迎え待ちの老いぼれのお迎えでは景気も悪いでしょうが。
Eva Oba-san spoke sarcastically, but Kumasawa Ba-chan's years of experience were nothing to sneeze at. She was more than capable of smoothly and coolly letting that comment slide. Well, I'd rather not say it, but old Kumasawa Ba-chan might be past her prime as a servant. She might act as though she's in good health, but between the headache and the lumbago, her body is wearing out.
What's lumbago? Is that a sickness?
It's I always forget what it is. Give me 1 second. It's like something with joints, I think?
Ah.
Yeah, it's lower back pain.
Ah. I never heard that word.
Yeah, it's, I always forget what it is. To tell the truth, the very fact that she's still working is impressive. How old is she this year again? She must be pushing 80 at least.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. It's incredible that she's still able to act so brightly.
ますますにお元気なようで。そうだこれ、前に話してたお茶です。ほら、買ってきました。後で飲んでみてください。
Rosa Oba-san took a souvenir bag out from her suitcase, to think that she had remembered the promise that she apparently made last year and faithfully bought it.
How sweet.
How sweet. This sort of thoughtfulness was just like Kunosa Oba-san. She wasn't the kind of person who would forget or break a promise. Whether or not Kumasawa-ba-chan remembered this year-old promise, she seemed deeply touched by the fact that someone would bring a gift to a simple servant like her. This woman is Kumasawa Chiyo-san. She's a senior servant who's been working for the Ushinomiya head house for many years. As you could expect from someone her age, she isn't that good at manual labor, but from kitchen work to cleaning and laundry, she's a kind of super servant who can handle just about anything.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a cool old lady.
One-man orchestra of house chores.
It seems like her only flaw is a tendency to slack off.
How's that? How are those both possible at the same time?
She's a woman of contradictions. I hear she tries to get away from heavy or troublesome work by playing up her chronic diseases.
She's just like me for real.
For real. In Kumasawa-ba-chan's case, maybe we should call that a sort of lazy craftiness. Though it probably doesn't impress those paying her salary. Ah well, even if she's pretty flaky when it comes to work, I could never dislike her. I guess that's probably because of her cheerfulness and her constant smile.
She does seem really nice.
いやー、相変わらずお元気そうで何よりでんな。あれから背中の具合はどないでっか？
薬を飲んでもちっとも良くなりませんで、こればかりはお医者様ではどうにもなりません。不治の病っちゅうもんですわ。
I love her laugh.
それにしても、
Yeah.
ジェシカちゃんはますます美人になったな。夏日姉さんに似てよかったぜ。
It's actually a bit similar to Aaron's laugh.
Oh yeah! I guess so.
私的には全然似てないつもりなんですけど。つうか、親には似たくないです。尊敬してないんで。
こら、そんなこと言っちゃダメよ。
She got teenage
それに
angst
して
for
も
real.
親に似たくないって言ってる人が多いわね。うちの一族。
あ、それ俺。
バカ言え。お前こそ俺に似るんじゃね
え。He's really like, hi, 俺です。
お前の鼻が似ててムカつくんだよ。
何言ってんのよ。呆れるくらいそっくりよ。あなたも。
おいおい、そりゃねえだろ。俺のどこが親父に似てるってんだ？
傲慢で偉そうなところとかそっくりよ。あんたと兄さんは特にお父様の血が強いわね。ねえ、ローザ？
まったく。
I love these sprites they have with their eyebrows furrowed.
Furrowed, yeah.
Furrowed.
Yeah.
クラウス兄さんもルドルフ兄さんも信じられないくらいお父様にそっくり。
Is Kraus Jessica's dad?
Yes.
おいおい、参ったな。なんで俺だけ女どもに集中放火なんだ？
Trying to keep all of this family tree in my head.
秀吉兄さん、助けてくださいよ。
いやいや、ルドルフ君はいっつも女性にモテてるな。羨ましいで。
相変わらずモテモテでお羨ましいことです。それでは皆様、お船の方へお乗りくださいませ。さあさあ、マリアさん、一緒にお船に乗りましょうね。
一緒にお船に乗る。みんなも一緒に乗る。
おや、もう今度は怖くないぜ。波で揺れるのは慣れてるしな。オンボロ漁船の場合、揺れて怖いってよりエンジンがぶっ壊れて漂流するんじゃねえかって方が怖いぜ。
そうだ、バトラ君、言うのを忘れてた。あの漁船はだいぶ老朽化してたんで数年前に引退したんだよ。今は他の船が島まで運んでくれるんだ。
ああ、そっか。バトラは新しい船が初めてなんだな。快適だぜ。すっげえ速いんだ。
Oh, well, good for him.
何しろとんでもないスピードが出るんだからさ。
ほー。ってことは、船旅の時間がさらに短縮されたわけ。そりゃ素晴らしい。何しろ飛行機よりマシとはいえ、沈没の危険にさらされる時間が少しでも短くなるってんだから、こりゃ極めて素晴らしいぜ。
バトラはまた落ちる
そりゃ飛行機の時だけさ。もう大丈夫だぜ。
Yeah, Maria, it's not 落ちる it's 沈む now.
Yep.
船長自慢の改造高速艇らしいぜ。だいぶいじってるらしく。プロペラは高性能のが4機もついてて、最高速度は40ノットを超えるとかなんとか自慢してたな。いつも自慢されるんで覚えちまったぜ。
僕も毎年聞かされるんで覚えちゃったよ。船長は昔外国の漁船と速度比べをして負けて以来、スピード改造に取りつかれちゃったんだってさ。その時の相手は漁船なのに30ノット以上も出せたんだってね。
その雪辱の念が結実して、スカッと爽快な超高速改造艇の誕生となったわけさ。バトラもきっと気に入るぜ。
A win? Oh shit, hold on. I may be stupid. I was hearing Discord notifications, so I decided to mute it, and then I was like, shit, Aaron is on Discord.
Oh, yes. No worries. My first thought was that this would be much better than some beat-up boat that might sink at any time, but for some reason I got this feeling of foreboding. Probably just overthinking it.
Oversinking.
Oversinking it, in fact.
Oi, バトラー。島までは泳いで行った方がいいんじゃねえか。
Yeah, just throw him into the water.
Just toss him in.
柵からあんまり身を乗り出しちゃダメだよ。
Get it over with.
落ちちゃうから。
落ちる
チェックしろー。さっきからみんながニヤニヤ笑ってたのはこれだったのか。
So this is the super high-speed boat that the captain started modding.
They sure love laughing at his misfortune.
He is supremely bullyable, as you will see. Oh yes, that piece of junk fishing boat from 6 years ago doesn't hold a candle to this one.
落ちる落ちる落ちる。
She's having so much fun.
She's so much fun.
溺れちまうぞ。パラシュートだじゃねえぜ。浮き輪はどこだ。ライフジャケットをくれ。
なんだよバトラ。おめえそれ何の真似だよ。
ジェシカちゃんもマリアちゃんもいじめちゃ悪いって。バトラ君も怖いなら甲板に出なきゃいいのに。船内ならもう少し怖くないと思うけどな。
そいつはサンキューだぜ兄貴。海難事故の犠牲者はいつも船内なんだ。
Ah, he does have a point since it takes more time to get out.
生存者を抱いて事故時は甲板なんだぜ。だから俺はここにいる。でも揺れる。落ちる
落ちる。
揺れる落ちる
マリア、よしなさいったら。でもバトラ君、本当に苦手なのね。
Butler。
船長さんに速度を落とすように言ってきてあげるわ。
ローザおばさんありがとう。海の上でも安全運転、徐行運転、指差し確認。
ダメよローザ。青年には試練も必要なんだから。ねえバトラ君、これくらいへっちゃらで克服できちゃうわよね。じゃないとおばさんとエジプトに行けないわよ。
エヴァおばさんと意地悪。ダメ落ちる。ライフジャケットパラシュート。ふう
Kiana's more goofy roles.
He's having the fucking time of his life, I bet. Yeah, he does.
ひっくり返して考えるんだ。敵の狙いは何だ?
Because like he always gets typecast as, you know, like cool bishonens.
Yeah.
But then you have roles like freaking Jushimatsu and Osamatsu-san that was so freaking fun.
Super goofy, yeah. Yeah, he definitely gets to flex his goofy chops here.
He is really flexible.
そいつが狙いなら甘いぜ。ビビってなんかやるのか。でもダメ。落ちる。
落ちる落ちる落ちる。Sorry, I got Maria disease.
Oh, that's okay. So after I made a huge fool of myself for a while, Rosa Obasan had a talk with the boat captain and he slowed down to a more manageable speed for me.
これくらいならなんとか。さっきのは生きた心地がしなかったぜ。
Apparently the max speed I can tolerate is extremely slow. But that just now was completely insane. The whole boat was shaking! Sliding and leaping on the ocean surface! It felt like I was riding on the back of a flying fish. Jessica was still guffawing at me as I leaned against the railing, tired and disheartened.
さっきは力比べで負けたけどよ。もっと重要な部分で負けてなかったことが分かって、私は嬉しいぜ。いや、しかし。
Hey, I don't love this whole opening part, but it does do a great job of establishing characters. Yeah, like, I understand that being this long can be a bit tedious, but it does help me to remember who the characters are and like what their relationships are with each other. So like, it's fine. We'll get through it.
Yeah, no, I definitely think the opening is necessary.
好きなだけ笑えよ。
Like, I can totally imagine that these are people who knew each other for many, many years, and that they are a real family.
いつか弱点を見つけ返して、てめえの胸揉みつぶしてやるぜ。
You still on this shit?
He doesn't ever get off this shit.
見つけられたら考えてやるぜ。
おー、バトラヘロヘロ。
ヘロヘロ。
ああ、バトラヘロヘロだ。海も空もごめんだぜ。俺は陸の上で死にたいさ。
Maria was patting my back, so I patted her head in return. Her expression was blank, as usual, but I realized that she wanted to console me.
バトラ君、船長が罪滅ぼしにってドリンクをサービスしてくれたよ。飲んで一服しないかい?
Yeah, like we said earlier, let's enjoy friendly family banter while we can, because it's gonna get real crazy, it seems.
落ち着くよ。
George, Aniki, and Kumasawa Ba-chan brought us all glasses with floating ice cubes and canned drinks. Judging from Kumasawa-san's big grin, our parents inside the boat were probably all rolling around laughing at my moment of pure terror. Damn it, I'm so embarrassed that I can't bear to face any of them. If I didn't change the subject somehow, I had the feeling I'd be the butt of everyone's jokes for the whole trip, so I tried to think of something harmless to talk about.
ああ、ジェシカ、クラウスおじさんと夏日おばさんは元気なのかよ。
親父とおふくろ?
You can always tell who's the blood related and who's married into the family by the names.
Yep.
残念ながら元気だぜ。二言目には勉強しろ勉強しろってうるせえけどよ。秀吉おじさんとかルドルフおじさんとかそういうこと言わなそうだから羨ましいぜ。
とんでもない。僕も受験を控えてた頃はいっつも受験って言われてたよ。
Super sorry. I'm gonna on a much quicker bathroom break.
Ah, okay. Ah, yes. This is lest we forget. Umineko is a murder mystery, so this opening is not as indicative of the rest of the series. It's gonna get crazy.
Okay. I'm thinking, yeah, we were originally gonna stream for 2 hours, which it has been, but I think let's go for a little longer, maybe like another half an hour or so. At least.
Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, so we can actually get to the island.
Yeah, I have a tabletop game tonight, but I let them know that I'm gonna be a little bit late, so it's okay.
うるさくも思ったけど、今は感謝してるよ。
はあ、やっぱりジョージ兄貴は人間ができてるな。ちなみにうちは絶賛放任中だからな。なんにも言われないぜ。まあ言われたって聞かねえけどな。
バトラさんはまだご実家には戻られておられないのですか。
It looks like your be right back scene might.
Oh yeah, I changed it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a stream tabletops. It's just me having a nice Sunday fun with my friends.
まあちょくちょく戻るようには。まだ服とかだいぶ前の家に残してるんで。
バトラ、お家が2つある
？Divorce.
まあな。
どうしてお家が2つ
Only Maria, who couldn't really grasp the situation, voiced her naive question. However, the others just sought nervous glances at me, choosing not to respond even though they knew the answer.
Dead mom moments.
マヤ、ほら、船着き場が見えてきたぜ。ほら、あれ。見えるか？
船着き場見えた。
Koryu is so freaking cute. I never get tired of her. Like, they love to cast her into roles like this. With little, what are they called? Speech quirks. She does a really good job with them.
She does. Apparently, Jessica was trying to be nice by changing the subject. Ah, well. I'd rather not talk about it if I can help it, but it's uncomfortable to have it treated like some kind of weird taboo. I don't mind that much myself anymore. I am a member of the Ushiromiya family.
What?
But the truth is that for these last 6 years, I've been living with my grandparents on my late mother's side, and I've even been using her family name.
Oh.
When those grandparents passed away one after the other, I basically had no choice except to go back and live with the old bastard. Don't get me wrong. I didn't just run away from home or anything like that. The only one at fault here is my dad. I don't really blame Kirie-san. Being able to hold that old bastard's reins and ride him out is no mean feat. Still, the betrayal that the old bastard inflicted on my mom... Well, unfortunately, I still haven't fully gotten over that.
もうすぐ着くね。
At last.
George Aniki cleared his throat trying to change the topic.
失礼しました。年寄りが余計なことを言ってしまったようで。 お気に障りましたら。
気にもしてないし、触ってもないぜ。気にすんなよ。熊沢のばあちゃん。
Kumasawa-san seemed to regret speaking out of turn, but I was more concerned about being worried over for something like that, so I stood up and passed it off lightly. After that, I had We're gazing at the silhouette of the island.
She's so baby.
She's just baby.
She's just a little baby.
6年ぶりでも記憶と寸分変わらない島影だぜ。
The small island silhouette in front of us had gotten pretty close.
Why is there a firework? Happy 10 p.m. everyone.
Oh, 10 p.m.
I don't know why there are fireworks, but happy 10 p.m.
Huh, okay. This 10 p.m. fireworks. This island's name is Rokkenjima. It's a small island about 10 kilometers around, located in the Izu archipelago. Since they call this archipelago the Izu 7, lots of people think that there are 7 islands, but that's not true.
Huh.
There are actually more than 7. Rokkenjima is one of the minor islands that don't get counted.
It is the Pluto of the Izu Islands.
Indeed. Even considering that, there are probably very few people who know about this island. After all, the only people of the Ushinomiya family come to this island. In other words, it has no ties whatsoever to outsiders or tourists.
In other words, there's no use to scream.
Yeah, because nobody's coming. So you'll never find this island's name in a travel brochure. This is because all of Rokkenjima is an estate possessed by the Ushinomiya family, or pet house.
So, Jima part is obvious, but what does the Rokken mean here? Does it have any meaning?
I forget what the kanji are, and they didn't flash them up. I don't... Rokkenjima...
Only the Ushinomiya family lives there, and only people connected to the Ushinomiya family come and go to and from there.
Oh, so Rokken. Yeah, it's 6 houses, 6 house island.
Ah, that does make sense. Thank you so much for the follow, Murareiniek.
There's nothing there except a harbor and a mansion. The vast majority of the island is still just uncultivated forest. Such a waste when it could be made into a nice golf course.
Death sentence.
It didn't die.
Anyone who sees a nice looking location and thinks, wow, this is popping, but you know what would be better? A freaking golf course deserves death.
Go to jail and die.
Go to jail.
However, when you realize that the entire coastline is a private beach, it starts to sound pretty magnificent. Yes, it does. You might have realized it by now, but to put it simply, well, the Ushinomiya family is just rolling in dough. The fortune possessed by the head house is apparently vast. And Dad and the others who make up the branch families have built up plenty of wealth for themselves, finding success in their respective businesses.
So, is it gonna be like a battle for the fortune?
Oh yeah. I've been living a commoner-
Who wants to be a millionaire? Welcome.
So true. So real. I've been living a commoner's life at my grandparents' home these 6 years, so I'd completely forgotten. But the old bastard's house really is elegant, and everything about it is tuned to match the snobbish tastes of the annoyingly rich. Come to think of it, I guess that means George, Aniki, Jessica, Maria, and I are all wealthy, high-class gentlemen and ladies. Needless to say, none of us feel that way at all. I don't see myself as rich, and George Aniki, who takes self-discipline very seriously, doesn't let himself get too comfortable. Jessica is always complaining that she'd rather move to the city than be rich. And Maria is still a kid who isn't even interested in money at all. Does that attitude really make us any less snobbish? From the perspective of people in poverty who can't pay the bills, we really have been blessed with a lot. This isn't the place to explain any further, so I won't.
Thank you. Enough talking.
Right. And it's the same as not being able to choose the parents you're born from. I didn't ask to be born into a rich family. And I don't think it's really something to be envied. Well, it can be pretty trying when people are prejudiced against you just because you're rich and refuse to judge you by your merits.
Please, will somebody comfort the rich?
As I pondered these sentimental thoughts, Maria started shouting and leaned over the railing.
Nai.
どうしたんだよ？何か落としちゃったのか？
Oh no.
Maria kept yelling, "Gone, gone." At first it sounded as though she had dropped something, but while she shouted, she also pointed out over the ocean.
どうしたの？何がないんだい？僕も探してあげるよ。
A toy?
何？ん？
If she'd dropped something, she would probably have looked down at the floor, but Maria was pointing out over the ocean. One would assume that she had seen something out over the ocean, but she kept saying that it was gone. Strange. However, since my last memories of this place came from 6 years ago, I was able to spot it before Aniki, who comes here every year.
あれ？確かさ、この辺の小さい岩の上に鳥居みたいなのがなかったっけ？
あ
あ、そうだ、確かにあったぜ。島に近づいてくると最初に迎えてくれる目印みたいなもんだったからよ。
6年ぶりなのによく覚えてるもんだぜ。
あったね。僕も思い出したよ。鎮守の社と鳥居みたいなものが岩の上にポツンと立ててあったよ。
Tutelery. Tutlery?
It's like the regional, local, I think.
ああ。
そういえばないね。去年は確かにあったと思う。
大方、波か何かでさらわれちまったんだろ。小さい岩だったしな。
Tutelary is protector or a guardian, so that's what it is.
Okay, thank you.
私もそうだと思ってるんだけど、亡くなっちゃったのはこの夏のことなんだよ。なんでもよ。
ある晩に大きな稲妻が落ちて、お社を砕いてしまったんだとか。
That is oddly specific.
鎮守様に落雷があるなど、これは不吉の兆しに違いない。くわばらくわばら。
Kumasawa-san smiled impishly as if teasing us, rubbing her hands together. However, Maria was apparently taking it seriously, and she started fixedly over the ocean to where the crag housing of the god of the shrine was supposed to be.
This is godless land now.
Yep.
不吉の兆し。
よせよ、熊沢さん。マリアはそういう冗談の通じない年頃なんだからさ。
大丈夫だよ、マリアちゃん。偶然だよ。何も怖いことなんか起きないよ。
Truly everything's gonna be fine.
George Aniki put a hand on Maria's shoulder to calm her down, but Maria's sharp-eyed expression didn't budge.
不吉。不吉。
Maria muttered that word over and over. Apparently, repeating a single word over and over is a habit that Maria's had for a long time.
She's like a little possessed child in a horror movie.
Mm-hmm. However, since the word she was saying was literally an ill omen, it was a bit creepy.
おいおい、マリア、そんなに何度も繰り返してたら、本当に不吉がやってきちまうぜ。
I tapped Maria's other shoulder, Maria. And then Maria whipped her head around, stared into my face, and spoke unblinkingly.
不吉。来る。
来るって、どこからさ？
I answered light-heartedly, trying to break the mood in the air. At that moment, Maria held up a finger, raised her arm high, and pointed up to the heavens. When I looked up, I saw that the sky was still just as cloudy, but it had grown a great deal more leaden than it had been that morning. That's right, they were saying a typhoon was approaching. We had planned to spend one night on the island, but if this storm doesn't pass quickly, I won't be able to make it to school on Monday. Well, I guess it makes for a pretty good excuse to be absent. She apparently sensed some kind of misfortune in this cloudy sky. She's been muttering that nonstop for a while now. Girls at Maria's age tend to be very impressionable. She's just about the age that many girls start to get excited about sixth senses and whether they have any psychic potential and stuff.
She's at that tender age when girls think only about one thing. Murder.
Murder. For all we know, this might be due to her childish, sensitive nature.
大丈夫だよ、マリアちゃん。天気は今夜くらいには崩れるかもしれないけど、明日には良くなって綺麗な青空になってるよ。
おー、綺麗な青空。
そう。明日になれば綺麗な青空になるよ。止まない雨はないし、晴れない雲だってない。
止まない雨、晴れない雲。
確かに台風が近づいてるけどよ、すぐに過ぎちまうって。大丈夫さ、マリア。
You know how when, like, just before a volcano erupts or something of a similar caliber, like before, before typhoon, of course, animals will begin to freak the fuck out. I think this is what's happening here.
It's strikingly similar to that, for sure. Maria started yelling, ooh, ooh. It looked as though she was having a tantrum because no one could understand what she was trying to say. What in the world is Maria trying so desperately to warn us about? Unable to understand her, we couldn't help but feel a vague sense of misfortune. I've heard that everyone can feel the supernatural, but that it weakens as you age. That might mean that Maria, the youngest one of us all, still possessed some kind of sense that the rest of us had lost.
Possessed.
Possessed! Being the operative word. I wonder if that sense is sending her a warning. At that moment, Kumasawa-san quietly opened her mouth.
なんで六軒島はその昔。
熊沢さん、その話はなしにしようぜ。
Just as Kumasawa-san was about to tell some kind of story, Jessica sharply interrupted her. For Jessica, this was an extremely firm reaction. I wanted to push her further, just out of simple curiosity. But judging by Jessica's appearance, it would probably be something that would further inflame Maria's unease. If I did try to press her for the story, the odds were pretty good that it wouldn't be anything bright and cheery.
それは申し訳ございませんね。
Bug keeps flying into my face.
Nah! Bugs.
ここの風は年寄りには応えますんで、ちょっと失礼させていただきます。
Gossipers have no reason to hang around after they've been told to stop chatting. When Kumasawa-san finally realized that she'd overstepped her bounds, she went back inside the boat. After she left, Hideyoshi Oji-san came along to replace her. Since he'd shown up partway through, he completely failed to notice the complicated atmosphere that hung about the scene. So he refreshingly and unwittingly swept that atmosphere aside. So in the end, it was his unwittingness that brightened the mood.
もう到着だそうやないか。おう、もうちょいやの。今日はのんびりスピードだから時間がかかってもうたわ。誰のせいやねん。
Thank you. At least someone lightened the mood.
Yeah. Count on Hideyoshi for that.
もっと言ってやってください。たく、バトラのせいで時間かかりすぎだぜ。
Maria probably thought no one would listen to her. She hung her head, wearing a fretful face. As she did, George Aniki crouched down to meet her eyes and spoke to her kindly.
マリアちゃん、何も怖くないよ。だって、僕たちが一緒だもの。
Maybe it's for the worst.
Yeah.
For the worst.
一緒だと何も怖くないんだよ。言ってごらん。
一緒だと何も怖くない。
うん、一緒だと何も怖くない。
そうさ、ジョージの兄貴の言う通りだぜ。俺たちが一緒にいると、いつだって何だって絶対に怖くねえんだ。な、ジェシカ。
ああ、間違いないぜ。ジョージ兄さんの言うことはいつも本当だよ、マリア。
ジョージお兄ちゃんはいつも本当。
うん。
Welcome back, Pencil. Sorry about your computer.
僕は
Oh
嘘をつ
yeah,
かない
welcome
よ。
back.
だから信じて。
Oh, I'm so glad the stream is not breaking as much.
みんなと一緒にいれば何も怖くないんだよ。
ジョージお兄ちゃんは嘘をつかない。信じる。みんなと一緒にいれば怖くない。怖くない。
I jumped into George Aniki's arms and hugged him tightly.
Aww.
Adorable. After Aniki petted her head, she jumped away again.
Some of the Maria's sprites are so scary, the faces.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be some scary Maria faces. For real, for real.
Oh, bet.
Her facial expression had undergone a 180-degree change, turning back to normal. She was once again the ordinary Maria.
みんなと一緒だからもう怖くない。
ああ、そうだぜ。もう平気みたいだな。マリアは強いな。偉いぜ。
偉い。
偉い。
マリア偉い。
なんや、どうしたんや。マリアちゃん、船酔いだったんか？ん？
Remote islands closing near. Yeah.
We're getting there.
ああ、そんなとこです。
Yeah, we're probably gonna end like soon after we get to the island.
もうじき着きますね。
Yeah.
Maybe like 15 more minutes or so.
Sounds good. The boat gave a big shudder. Seems we've docked at the harbor. The boat driver came out and jumped to the pier with the mooring rope. A large man in a tuxedo was waiting there for us with a warm, smiling face. I didn't know his face, but judging by his clothes, I guessed that he was a servant of the Ushirimiya family head house.
お嬢様、お帰りなさいませ。だいぶ遅かったので心配しておりました。
Wow.
ゴーダ
ありがとう。ウドの大木が怖がっちゃってよ。それで徐行運転だったってわけ。マジでうぜえぜ。
うるせえ。いつか逆の立場になったら覚えてろ。
At this rate, the word will spread around the entire family and I'll become the big conversation piece during dinner.
Say what you will about the OG sprites, I think they nailed the creepy faces.
Oh, the creepy faces from the OG sprites are very good. Yes, absolutely. Even without this, everyone be talking about me because of that 6-year gap, but now I've given them an even juicier topic. Damn it, why does the Ushirimiya head house have to live on this isolated island?
Yeah, sure is freaking inconvenient when you're trying to live a normal life. Shame if something happened.
It would be such a shame if something were to happen. In the meantime, the boat had finished its mooring. A small plank was lowered so that we could get down. One by one, our parents came out of the boat.
皆様、長旅お疲れ様でした。奥様、お手をどうぞ。
Thank you so much for reading the narration today. We were originally gonna do it, both of us, but it's just happened that I'm on my period, which affects my throat like a lot. So I just decided to give it a little bit of rest day today. So thank you so much, Erin. You really saved me.
Not a problem, bestie. I'm happy to do
You're really
it.
good at reading it. Thank you.
Thank you.
お久しぶりね。ゴーダさんもお元気？
ありがとうございます。
Does the voice actress for Maria voice a character in Genshin? She does. Paruzan. Paruzan from Sumeru. The VA is Horie Yue. She's really freaking cute.
おかげさまで毎日元気にお勤めをさせていただいております。
バトラ君はゴーダさんとは初対面じゃない？
Daisuke Ono and Kamiya Hiroshi also just were added into Genshin's roster. They have such freaking good cast.
確か6年前は
Yeah, Genshin has a really stacked cast.
Yeah.
はい。
They also like really know what they're doing, putting Kamiya and Ono in a like the same update together. They just go together.
ですので、バトラ様とは初めてご挨拶させていただきます。はじめまして、バトラ様。
Hello, Butler. Butler, I'm
俺
Butler.
もタッパには多少の実験だったんだが、でっけえ人だな。紛れもなく初対面だぜ。こんな大男、会ったら絶対忘れないさ。どうも、はじめまして、バトラっす。
お待ち申し上げておりました。一昨年から後ろ宮本家にお仕えさせていただいております。使用人のゴーダと申します。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。何かご用命がございましたらいつでもお申し付けください。
ゴーダさん、お久しぶりです。
ジョージ様、ご無沙汰をいたしております。お手をどうぞ。
Lovely music.
あんた、相変わらず大した接客のプロや。もし職に困ったらいつでもわしに声をかけるんや。いつでも雇ったろ。
これは身に余る光栄です。どうぞお手を、秀吉様。
I love the art of old people.
Yeah, it's really good. Goda-san then lent a hand to everyone as they disembarked, greeting them as they passed. His speech and mannerisms had the refined polish of a professional. He was very graceful, in contrast with his initially rough-looking appearance. His large size made him seem a bit scary at first, but he was much more polite than my first impression of him had led me to believe. He claimed to have served on the island for 2 years, but he had doubtless worked at a similar job somewhere before. After everybody disembarked, the mooring rope was untied and the boat started to steer away from the harbor. It was probably returning to its home port of Nijima.
Yeah, it just keeps like blinking. Like it disconnects and then reconnects immediately. Someday I will get to the bottom of the weird OBS behavior.
Yeah. Rokkenjima had been left uncultivated, apparently transforming it into a paradise for wild birds. The whole wharf looked like it was turning into a huge seagull colony, and this island always was full of seagulls.
Maybe it's just like I said. The animals, the birds are fleeing before something bad happens.
Since those seagulls didn't come to greet us, I felt a bit lonely.
どうしたのバトラ君。
ああ、ローザおばさん。いやー、別に。海猫の声が聞こえないんで、なんか寂しいなーって。
あら、そういえばそうね。
Well, the seagulls don't cry. We've been bamboozled. This is false advertising. I would like a refund.
いつも賑やかなのに、今日はさっぱりいないわね。
Holy Pod, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. Konniya. Enjoy your stay.
Hey! That's my bestie!
猫たちも今日はよそで集まりがあるからね。
Oh, I'm so happy you could come!
No bitches?
マリアも海猫見たかったの？見たかった。
なんだってこうもまるっきりいねえんだ。ジェシカがみんな焼き鳥にして食っちまったんかな。
Bro, don't say that to Maria.
Yeah. She's gonna believe you, bro.
What an ass.
Ooh, Fee! Hi, bestie!
Hi. Thank you for coming.
マリアが勘違いするだろ
Yeah, thanks so much for coming, V. So nice to see you here.
ジェシカお姉ちゃんが焼き鳥にした焼き鳥にした焼き鳥にした
してないしてないそんなの私がするわけねえだろ
そうだ
焼き鳥 is delicious.
ジェシカが焼き鳥にしたんだ
What an ass.
皮に
just doubles down.
にネギマン
皮にくつねりレバーにネギマン
Meat dolls.
Sweet meat dolls. As I made fun of Jessica, Maria tagged along. Ooh, so she's a person who goes with other people's moods. Alrighty then, from today on, I'll make you my #1 follower. As I smiled at her, she beamed, looking overjoyed and possibly happy with my modest solidarity.
違うよ、マリアちゃん。野鳥って天気や気圧の変化に敏感なんだそうだよ。
Right.
今夜あ
As
た
you
り
said.
天気が崩れそうだしね。
Can we get a Battler please stop counter? Love
Pop that on screen.
Yeah,
It's
there
gonna
would
break.
be like a lot of places already, especially his freaking conversations with Jessica. So which one is the Umineko?
Well,
Me. I'm the Neko.
Yeah, although I am a part-time cat girl.
Yeah.
Only part-time though.
早めに引き上げてるのかもしれないね。
焼き鳥じゃないジェシカお姉ちゃんが焼き鳥にしたんじゃない
The Umineko.
No, the Umineko.
I do live on the sea.
So you are the Umineko.
I am the. We do have a lot of seagulls around here.
私はそんなことしないって
Part-time catgirl sounds like an anime series.
Oh, it does.
バトラも嘘だったって認めろ
You're
よ
an anime when.
Ah,
バトラ君、
if only,
マリア
if
ちゃん
only
は素直
bestie.
な
I
子だ
have
か
so many
ら、そういう
ideas.
冗談でも真に受けちゃうんだよ。冗談も少し選んだ方がいいよ。
George Aniki gently scolded me. Even though I outstripped Aniki in height, Aniki was of course Aniki. There was no choice but to obediently apologize.
おう。ありあり。マリア、今のは冗談だ。海猫たちは今日は素でおとなしくしてるってさ。
バトラは嘘ジョージお兄ちゃんは本当
Despite her having all that fun, she really was tricked? Her pure eyes seemed to blame me. Well, because it is your fault.
We love lying to children.
It's so much fun! Maybe I went a little overboard with her after all.
ああ、そうだそうだ。ジョージ兄貴が言ったのが本当だ。
Being an older brother is being an older sibling in general is just so much fun slash you can be such a asshole to the younger siblings. Like when I was little, yeah, so I have a sibling who was 4 years younger than me, and when we were little, during winter time, it was pretty much always like cloudy and snowing since we were in Russia. And when you look at the sky, on a cloudy sky, and you look at the snow has like shadow on it. So on the background of a very like white clouds, snow looks kind of darker. So when I was little, I tricked my little sibling into thinking that the dark snow falling on top of the white sky was like bugs.
So mean!
I know.
I am.
Naps.
Nah. I'm also an older sister to a younger brother. He's 3 years younger than me. But I can't. I mean, like, I'm sure I did because I'm sure I did, but I can't remember any specific instance of me tricking him.
No, I'm not like super mean.
No, it's like, yeah, no, you're niceys. It's like typical sibling banter.
Yeah, it's honestly one of the very rare things that I remember, and it was just so nonsensical.
Big Sid gang.
That it was all like flies falling from the sky or something.
Yeah, I feel you're in the Big Sid gang too.
そうよ。明日以降、天気が良くなったら、きっと戻ってきて、ニャーニャーと声を聞かせてくれるわ。ニャーニャー。天気良くなって戻ってくるの待つ。明日まで待つ。天気良くなるまで待つ。
Maria was in a lighter mood and was looking forward to tomorrow when the seagulls would come back and fill the skies. Still, George Aniki really was amazing at taking care of kids. I think I remember Aniki taking good care of me as well when I was a brat 6 years ago. Aniki, that's probably your gift.
ジョージ君は小さい子の面倒を見るのがうまいわね。
Dad material.
保育士さんでも務められるんじゃない？
なあ、ジョージ兄さんの転職っぽいぜ。私的には社長室でビジネスってより、そっちの方が兄さんのイメージだぜ。
まさか。
Is Aniki another term for brother? Yeah, it is just older brother. Yeah, you do not hear it as much, but it's still like a fairly normal term. It may be a bit like too overly like familiar, but it's not like rude or anything. If you're actually like brothers.
Exactly, and I think it's more common for like tough like ore male types to use Aniki, like Battler here is.
保育士さんは立派なお仕事だよ。単なる子供好き程度に務まる仕事じゃないね。
本当にジョージ君は謙虚ね。でも、バトラ君も子供のあやし方が上手よ。さっきはほんの少しの間だけど、マリアとっても楽しそうだった。これからも今みたいに遊んであげてね。
But no, yeah, they're cousins.
冗談は選んで。だ。
Rosa Obasan winked at me, giggling a little. A real mother, I thought to myself, who's happy that Maria looks like she's having fun.
おい、ローザ、それにガキどもも、何やってんだ？行くぞ。
はいはい。今行きます。
One more voice actor trivia that I want to share just because it makes me happy. Rudolph's voice actor is Rikiya Koyama. And he's been in a ton of stuff. He's very prolific.
Oh, for sure.
But my favorite role that he plays is Shinigami-sama, or Lord Death from Soul Eater. Of course.
I can hear it now. Yeah, he's definitely like a very different character there with much higher voice, but like I can totally hear the delivery.
Yeah, no, it's...
Thank you for the trivia.
Yeah. The old bastard was waving his hand for us to hurry up. But yeah, we needed to get moving. It's not like it'd be too late to have the same discussion after we got our luggage in our rooms.
それでは皆様、お泊まりのゲストハウスの方へご案内させていただきます。
The butler did it.
The butler did it.
どうぞこちらへ。
Classic. Gora-san called to everyone and started leading us. Kumasawa-san brought up the rear.
The backgrounds are so nice.
They're very pretty, yeah.
Very atmospheric.
A serpentine twisting path led into a dim forest.
Like, I know it's a very different kind of story, but it makes me think of Disney's Alice in Wonderland, like the very, very beginning. The music paired with the backgrounds.
Sure.
Has this kind of serene vibe.
Very. It ran a bit uphill. I'd guess the path was made twisting so that the slope wouldn't be felt too much, but personally, I'd have been happier if they had the guts to make some stairs in a straight line. Backgrounds seem updated for this version as well. Yes, that's correct, because originally the backgrounds were, they were originally photos that had been, like, tweaked.
That sure must have been a look of its own.
It was, yeah. The original, like, I do, you know, like the updated ports that they bring to consoles, but the original PC games definitely have, they exude charm. Before long, we saw garden-style stone steps.
It definitely helps with the immersion.
From here on, I have some memories.
Oh wow, you sneaked some of the soundtrack into your wedding reception. That is so awesome.
So awesome, oh my god!
It totally does pass as just classical music.
For sure. Go up these and...
So epic.
At the top of the stone steps, we saw a beautiful guest house.
Because, like, it's your wedding. You should be
you
to
can
add whatever you want. That's
absolutely
the fun part.
Yeah. Its facade was of course lovely, but even more so, we couldn't enter its doors without having our hearts stolen away by the splendor of that beautiful rose garden that spread before it.
はあ、今年も相変わらず大したもんや。目の保養とはこのことやで。
After climbing the stone steps, the people welcomed in by the rose garden gave voice to their impressions one by one.
今年は少し花に元気がないんじゃない？やっぱり夏があまり暑くなかったせいかしら。
そのせいもあるかと思います。去年の先に比べると、今年は少々見劣るのが残念です。
Even so, it was a delightful rose garden.
So pretty.
Pretty. I remembered that every year before 6 years previously, huge amounts of roses had greeted me. This rose garden was the first thing that greeted the people who came to Rokkenjima. Even our parents, who came every year, couldn't help but let their wonder slip out. And moreover, it looked like a powered-up version of the garden from 6 years ago that was in my memories.
Music.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, looks like I'm still waiting on one of the friends for the tabletop, so we can keep going until she comes, okay?
Okay.
いつ見てもすごいわね。自宅にこれだけのバラ園があったら、さぞや素敵でしょうに。
よせよ。バラは虫とか病気とか大変なんだぜ。
そうね。キリエ姉さんは毎日バラの手入れをしてて、虫がつかないようにしてるそうよ。
Oh, Nia playing tabletop games. Yeah, it's not gonna be a stream. It's just me having a nice Sunday game with my besties. We started a game of Root last week, but couldn't finish it. I'm actually in the lead right now, so I'm really excited to get back to it.
Yeah.
そうなのかよ。
そうなんです。この人の場合はバラの方から虫を求めていっちゃうから、どっちかというとたちの悪い食虫植物ってところね。
What? How?
ああ、そういう話かよ。たく。ローザ、今日はそういう話は勘弁してくれよ。もうそういうのはすっかり足を洗ったんだぜ。
どうかしら。ルドルフ兄さんは遺伝子的レベルでだらしないですし。
VTubers existing offline, that's like teachers existing outside of the school building. It's illegal. Yeah.
大丈夫よ、ローザさん。あんまりおいたするバラなら、根元からちょんって切っちゃうから。
Yeah, the hell they put in those roses.
Right, what are you feeding them?
物騒なお話ですね。
モテる男はいつもリスクと隣り合わせなんや。わしも来世じゃもうちょい美形に生まれたいもんやで。
だから秀吉兄さん、モテてなんかないって。キリエも物騒な話なんかやめろい。俺のバラがしおれちまったじゃねえか。
ほら、マリアちゃん、来てごらん。こっちのバラは特に立派だよ。
George is really cute, but also kind of scary.
かぐわしい匂いだぜ。
Beware the quiet ones, as they say.
俺のエレガン
As they say.
ぴったりだな。
おい、よせよ。マリアが真似してトゲで怪我するだろ。
She yelled at me as I leaned in to smell the rose's scent with an exaggerated gesture. I thought she was overreacting, but when I turned around, I saw Maria imitating my every gesture and George Aniki smiling broadly at us.
It's the glasses effect. Yeah, they definitely add to the mysterious vibe. That something is being left unsaid.
ほら、マリアちゃん、気をつけて。バラのトゲは痛いよ。
Thank you for redeeming the swirly glasses. Wait, hold on. And there we go. Get silly.
Get silly, get goofy.
Get silly.
ジョージお兄ちゃん、このバラだけ変。
変？どうしたんだよ。
Maria pointed to one rose. I immediately understood why she found it odd. In the midst of all these magnificent roses, just one single rose was withering. There wasn't any particular reason. Some roses flourish and others wither. That's all there is to it. But That's all there is to it, but Maria seemed very concerned about the only unhealthy one in the group. It must have made her feel lonely.
Aww.
このバラだけ元気がなくて、かわいそう。
他はみんな元気なのに、これだけかわいそう。
まあ、咲いたり枯れたりはそれぞれだからな。一足先にしおれる代わりに、そのバラは他のどのバラよりも早く開花できたんだと思うぜ。
Foreshadowing?
そうだよな。いっぱい咲いて、その役目を終えてお休みに入ったってだけのことだと思うぜ。そんなに気に病むことはねえさ。
Oh god, I just saw a mosquito on my hand.
No!
I hate those. I hate those
Mosquitoes
bitches.
are the worst. It seemed that Maria's pure, sensitive nature was making her feel some emotional pain for the rose that withered alone. Even though she understood the logic of it, it still felt lonely to her.
じゃあ、マリアちゃん、帰るまでの間、このバラをお世話してあげるといいよ。
George Aniki straightened up and felt around in his pocket. He then took out the wrapping from the candy Maria had eaten on the plane. He twisted it into a thin string and gently tied it to the rose as a sort of marker.
へえ、なんだか可愛くなったね。
これが、このバラの目印だよ。後で、お水とかをあげに来てごらん。バラさんも、きっと喜ぶと思うよ。
Mr. Rose.
バラさん。
お水とかをあげに来る。
せっかくだから、このバラさんに何か名前をつけてあげるといいよ。
That's a bit weird.
そうすると、バラさんも喜ぶと思うし。
名前
Let's name it Butler.
Though she still wore her usual sullen face, Maria crossed her arms and began to consider this intently. At the very least, she appeared to have been completely pulled out of her slump. Nice going, Aniki.
ジョージ兄さんって昔っから包容力があるよな。尊敬するぜ。
だな、人徳ってやつだろ。後で爪の赤をもらってきてやるから一緒に飲もうぜ。
この庭園はお前が子供の頃にもこんなに立派だったんか？
私が出てってからよ、こんなに立派になったのは。前の庭園の方が素朴で愛着があったんだけどね。兄さんがちょっと悪趣味にいじりすぎたのよ。前の方がずっと良かったんだから。
エヴァ、ポジティブシンキングやで。昔は置いといて 今のこの美しさをめでなあかん。その方が心が安らかになるで。
別にそんな意味じゃ。ただ私は昔の方が素敵だった庭園をあなたにも見てほしかったなってだけよ。
それでは皆様よろしいでしょうか。そろそろお部屋の方にご案内いたします。
Gora-san called to everyone to ask if we were ready. But our hearts had been completely stolen away by the rose garden after a year of absence, and we didn't lend him an ear. Since we were in a travel group, it wasn't like we had a strict schedule to follow. Besides, since our parents were visiting their old home, full of nostalgia, it wasn't like they had to let themselves be urged on by anyone or anything. Understanding the situation, Gora-san continued to wait, smiling widely, until our parents got tired of the roses and told him to guide us to our rooms.
おや？おーい！カノン君やないか！
Hideyoshi Oji-san suddenly shouted,
Oh.
Kanon! In the direction he was waving at, there was a slender boy.
Little Bishonen.
Little Bishonen. Meeting him right after a huge man like Goda probably emphasized his small stature. The boy was in the middle of transporting piled-up gardening tools and the like in a wheelbarrow. When he realized he was being called to stop, he set down the wheelbarrow, took his hat off, and bowed his head.
Konnichiwa.
I figured he was probably younger than me. I realized by the general atmosphere surrounding him that he was a servant, too. He answered Hideyoshi Oji-san's greeting, but he seemed unsociable deep down. It was a greeting that lacked feeling. When Goda-san noticed that our interest had shifted towards him, he went to the boy's side and introduced him to us.
バトラ様、ご紹介いたします。後ろ宮本家にお仕えしております使用人の一人です。カノンさん、お客様にご挨拶を。
はじめまして。使用人のカノンです。
Yep, my first impression wasn't wrong. He gave the feeling that he was unsociable and a bit of a poor speaker. Compared to
What a mysterious twink.
Compared to Goda-san, who was extraordinarily polished as a servant. No matter what he did, he gave off a feeling of inexperience typical of his age. When Goda-san urged him in a whisper to give a bit more of an introduction, the boy named Kanon only cast his eyes downwards.
Is that Kobayashi Yu?
It
I'm
is.
Hearing? Oh, I
it
love
is.
her. She's so good.
Kanon-san.
I've only heard Kanon as a name for a girl. Is it usually used for any gender? I'm pretty sure it's androgynous, but also there are no strict rules in Japanese for naming your kid like gender in Japanese language in general is pretty loose. Like, sure, there are like names that have a feminine vibe or like a masculine vibe, but it's not a strict rule.
Yep.
もう少し何か挨拶することはできませんか？
いえ、僕たちは家具ですから。
It seemed that he wasn't refusing to greet us out of spite.
What a weird way to put it.
But rather, he gave the impression that he had no choice but stay silent, not knowing what to add to his greeting.
カノン君は寡黙でさ、余計なおしゃべりはしない性分なんだよ。愛想は少し悪いけど、根はいい人なんだぜ。誤解しないで。ここに勤めて3年になるんだっけ。確か、ゴーダさんより1年長いんだよな、カノン君。
Even though it's not like he made a super bad impression, Jessica hurriedly backed him up. I see. Apparently him being unsociable works against him all the time.
そっか。よろしくな。俺はバトラ。18だけど、君はいくつだい？
Child labor?
A silence, as if appraising whether it was a question that must be answered or not. But here again, Jessica plowed ahead.
確か、私たちの2つ下だから、 16だったよな。
So what? Has he been working since he was 13?
I guess that would be correct, yeah. Child labor.
そうです。
It looked like if given a choice, he would have preferred not to tell us his age. Him not wanting to tell his age was probably because he thought it would be looked down upon for it. I remember that was when I was around his age. I hated being asked how old I was by adults. I see. 16, huh?
Love a little newspaper boy to work on my private island state.
Oh, that's gotta be a delicate time.
He more with his, like, what's it called? The beret and all, and yeah, he gives off a painter's apprentice vibe to me, personally.
Ooh, yeah. In that case, I asked something I shouldn't have.
近いとして嬉しいぜ。気さくにバトラって呼んでくれよな。俺も君のことはカノンって呼ぶぜ。
ありがとうございます。お気持ちだけで結構です。バトラ様。
Jessica looked all downcast for some reason. She seemed to think that my impression of Kanon was worsening because of his rejection. Well, that girl Jessica probably couldn't understand the fretful Meryl heart at this age. As his elder, even just by 2 years, who would lead him into adolescence, I took it upon myself to understand that.
カノンさん、もう少し愛想よくはできませんか？笑顔も使用人の義務ですよ。
申し訳ありません。努力します。
コーダさん、カノン君もいろいろ頑張ってるんですよ。ねえ。
It looked like he had already been well warned about his discourtesy. And apparently he had improved a bit. Goda-san kept his business smile, but let a small sigh of resignation escape.
それではまだ仕事がありますので、失礼します。
It looked like Kanon himself was uncomfortable with remaining silent here any longer. After another perfunctory bow, he turned on his heels and started pushing the wheelbarrow again. Just then, suddenly, the wheelbarrow wobbled and fell, scattering the load.
I still keep thinking about his line about the servants being like furniture. It was like so out of pocket.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to say. I guess the wheelbarrow with its single wheel caught on a pebble and lost its balance.
何をしてるんですか？ささ、早く片付けて。
Since Goda-san was one to harp on the fact that presenting a clumsy appearance in front of guests is a servant's shame, he urged him along in a low voice. Kanon-kun, who probably understood quite well without being told, wordlessly reloaded the barrel with the fallen objects. He seemed to be fine with the light-looking gardening tools, shovels and such, but he looked like he was having trouble getting his arms around and lifting up some sacks of fertilizer.
大丈夫かよ。そそっかしいな。ほら。
お嬢様、お召し物が汚れます。ここはお任せください。
Goda-san took the shovel that Jessica had picked up with an elegant gesture. At his back was the figure of Kanon-kun having trouble with the sacks of fertilizer.
I'm calling Asha.
OSHA violation.
お召し物が汚れる？
安心しろよ。俺が着てるのはそんなお上品なものじゃねえぜ。それによ。俺はレストランで落ちたフォークをウェイトレスに拾わせるってやつが大嫌いなんだ。
I lifted up the other bags that had fallen.
Excuse me, but he absolutely does seem like the kind to drop the fork on purpose to let the waitress pick it up so he can peek under her skirt or some shit.
Yeah, you're not...
You can prove me wrong.
You're not making a name for yourself otherwise so far, Battler. Of course they weren't light, but for me it was a piece of cake. Oh, okay. Kanon-kun turned his surprised eyes toward me. It was the face of one who would have never thought to receive help from a guest.
バトラ様、結構です。僕が全てやりますので。
気にすんな。こう見えても鍛え方が違うぜ。
Since Kanon-kun looked like he hadn't yet gone through his growth spurt, he was stuck with a sort of weak body. I guess that this kind of weight was too much for him.
結構重いね。カノン君が苦労するのも無理はないよ。カノン君、気にしないで。
これぞ、俺の見せ場さ。これで、さっきの船の分はチャラだよな。
I was trying to kill a mosquito. Couldn't get it.
Damn mosquitoes!
Mosquitoes!
Skeeter eaters.
この程度のことじゃ、さっきの大騒ぎが帳消しになるもんかよ。カノン君にも後で教えてやるよ。バトラったら面白いんだぜ。
落ちる
They're never gonna forget it.
They're never gonna let that go.
Yeah.
As they did this, I piled all the stuff back into the wheelbarrow.
お見苦しいところをお見せして、申し訳ございませんでした。
さあもう結構ですよ。
Relax a bit, Kanon.
Yeah.
言ってください。
It's very hard for Kanon to relax. Letting such a disgraceful thing be seen by the guests who were supposed to be made welcome must have been hideously embarrassing as a servant.
He's haunted by the visions just being the presence of Ushiramiya family, it seems.
For real. Pressed by Goda to hurry up and exit, Kanon-kun left.
ゴーダさんもいじめすぎよ。意地悪言わないで、あなたも手伝えばよかったんじゃない？
これは至りませんで、誠に申し訳ございませんでした。
Yeah, you're so huge. Getting this
Like
little
you-
boy carry the heavy stuff.
Yeah, you could have taken care of it, you jerk. Without even a twitch in his smile, Goda apologized. Flawlessly. You're good.
ただ、若いんかの。いろいろと損をしとる。もったいないわ。
気難しい年頃さ。そっとしといてやれよ。使用人は寡黙なくらいがちょうどいいさ。な、熊沢さん。
Well, that's ominous.
ルドルフ様は手厳しゅうございますこと。私ほど使用人で寡黙なものはおりませんとも。
Everyone smiled wryly at that shameless lie. Even she herself didn't believe that, not in her wildest dreams. She said that to loosen us all up. Yeah, that's the kind of character Kumasawa Ba-chan used to be. The mood that had stiffened a little was cleared up in a twinkling thanks to Kumasawa-san's cheerful smile.
そろそろ荷物を置きたいわね。ゴダさん、部屋割りはどうなってるのかしら。
昨年と同じになっております。さあ、ご案内いたします。どうぞこちらへ。
We headed towards a trim, elegantly simple guest house. This was going to be our temporary quarters for a night. Kanon watched over a hedge as the guests all entered the guest house. Then he let his eyes fall on those heavy sacks of fertilizer piled up in the wheelbarrow. In his mind, he kept going over his previous mistake. Battler, big and strong, had picked up the sacks in front of him, the sacks he couldn't lift himself, as if they were feathers. It was extremely difficult for an outside observer to guess what emotions that favor had stirred up in Kanon. But as far as you could tell by watching him hang his head from behind, there was something that he just couldn't let go. Muttered words escaped his lips.
Troubled.
But those words he murmured were so soft that they didn't even reach his own ears. Kanon hung his head, slightly biting his lower lip.
Wow. I wonder what that was about. All in
バラの庭園は記憶にあったんだけどよ。
All in due time.
このゲストハウスっつうのは記憶にねえな。これ、建てたのは最近か？
Torayan was written on a gatepost-like thing, but since everyone called it the guest house, I followed their lead. The brand new Western-style guest house that stood overlooking the rose garden had a magnificent design carefully done in harmony with the garden.
正解だよ。建ったのはつい一昨年さ。それ以降は僕たちはこっちに泊めさせてもらってるんだよ。
年季の入ったボロ屋敷よりこっちの方が好評みてえだしな。私も自分の部屋をこっちに持ちたいぜ。マリアも持ちたい。持ちたい。
I guess you could say my house was also upper class, but I thought it was completely ordinary compared to the head house. The display of wealth was shocking, as was the fact that they would build this kind of awesome guest house for guests who come over like once a year.
Thank you so much for subscribing, Eller. You're so kind. Welcome to the Tomodachi.
エヴァ様、秀吉様。こちらのお部屋をお使いくださいませ。ルドルフ様、キリエ様はこちらのお部屋をお使いくださいませ。
やっぱりここは綺麗で上品でいいわね。洋風って本当に素敵だわ。
ほんの2、3日なら洋風もええやろが、ずっといて落ち着くのは断固和風やで。日本人は畳の上が一番くつろげるんや。
Both have its own appeal.
Both are good. Both are good.
新しい家を和風にするか洋風にするかで喧嘩してね。お父さんが和風で着工させたのを母さんまだ根に持ってよく言い合いをするんだよ。
ジョージ兄さんのところは両親仲が良くて羨ましいぜ。うちなんか冷め切ったもんさ。そのくせ私の成績の話だけは連帯しやがる。
All the rooms seemed to be two-person. I was grateful because since things turned out like this, I wasn't going to be forced to share the same room with the old bastard under the pretext that we were family. I figured those two wouldn't be able to enjoy themselves with someone like me around. Ihihi.
何気持ち悪い顔で笑ってんのよ。
Can we get a battler counter?
どうせ下世話な考えてるんでしょう。
Thinking about his dad fucking his stepmom.
Yeah, like, which is a weird thing to fixate about. Dude.
下世話なんてとんでもない。どうぞごゆっくりお過ごしくださいませ。あ、はい、で。兄さんよ、クソ親父。
Once again, Dad pulled my ears from behind.
俺は胃がキリキリ痛み始めてて、とてもそんな元気はわかねえぜ。今回はお前が主賓だろうが、せいぜい親父や兄貴たちに可愛がられるよ。あの人、本当にシャレが通じねえからな。ジェシカちゃん、我らが当主様のご機嫌は最近どうなんだ？
Hashtag just battler things. For real, these.
For real?
去年から相変わらずかな。余命3ヶ月、余命3ヶ月って割には、相変わらずピンピン。カリカリ、イライラしてるって話です。
Yeah, that's pretty much the vibe I got from the beginning scene.
今年も相変わらず不機嫌ってわけね。
I actually didn't even know that Umineko was about family drama. Like, I'm like super in the dark here.
Yes, it is certainly about family drama.
おもりができるのはやっぱり源氏さんだけなの？
私たち下々では近頃はお目通りすらなかなか叶わず。
また書斎に閉じこもって怪しげな黒魔術三昧じゃねえのかな。何をやろうとてめえの趣味だから構わねえけど、匂いが立ち込める系は勘弁してほしいもんだ。ついでにそのまま書斎から永久に出てくんなってんだ。
年長の人にそんな言い方をするもんじゃないよ。後宮家を復興させてくれた大恩人なんだから。
まあ、ごめん。
After being rebuked by George Aniki, Jessica had no choice but to take back her thoughtless remark.
Thank you so much for the follow, Minions. Welcome to my stream. Sometimes, yeah, I for a second I confused it with the freaking membership, so I was gonna say welcome to the Tomodachi, but then I'm like, no.
That's a different thing.
Привет, привет, добро пожаловать, спасибо за follow.
The Ushiromiya family was wealthy beyond belief, but that, of course, meant that all its members were weird people who cut themselves off from the world entirely. The head of the family, standing at its peak, in other words, our grandfather, seemed to be a particularly weird and terrifying person, even for our family.
That is saying a lot. Like,
it really is, because y'all
this is like,
y'all are weird already. Dad had said he was getting a stomach ache earlier, but I guess that was what all the adults who came here today were actually feeling. No doubt that they were jealous of us, the grandchildren, just playing and laughing without a care. From the stories Dad told me, the head of the family was a violent man who rained blows on his sons with his own fists and even beat his daughters mercilessly with a wooden sword.
God damn.
Kinzo sucks. Kinzo sucks. If he was such a hard ass with his kids, why wasn't he the same with their names? Because of that, it's a pain even for us grandkids.
Mosquito.
No! Well, I'm not the least unsettled by his terrifying image.
The apple at no point has fallen far from the tree.
Nope. I don't have many memories of meeting him over the years, but I remember Grandpa, his face always full of menacing thunderclouds, always making his surroundings shrink away with a sharp look.
Demilinka, спасибо. Спасибочки.
I remember that the room's atmosphere got so tense whenever he was around you couldn't even breathe. What my dad said right now about me being the guest of honor now carries a little more oomph for me.
6年前は俺も小学生だったが、さすがに今は高校生だ。失礼のある態度なんか取ったら大変なことになるかもしれねえな。怖い怖い。
確かにこわもてだけど、そんなに硬くなるほど怖い人じゃないよ。
Is he though?
決して理不尽なことは言ってないもん。
Is he though?
Is he though?
口下手なだけでちゃんと筋は通す人だよ。
Ты зайка? Нет, я не зайка, я кошечка. People often confuse me with a rabbit because of my huge ears, but I am actually a kitty cat.
She's a kitty cat.
I'm a kitty cat.
ジョージ兄さんは昔から成績優秀で一族の鏡じゃねえかよ。
Oh yeah. No. Where's my freaking tail? Ah! I forgot which is my toggle for the freaking tail. Yeah. It is. See, I have a long tail. Во, у меня длинный хвост. Я котейка. Мяу-мяу.
私たちとじゃ、じい様の待遇が全然違うぜ。私なんか木刀で引っ叩かれたことあるしよ。尻だぜ、尻。それも乙女の生尻をよ。
Oh god. With wooden sword?
ジェシカちゃんは本家の跡取り娘だもん。
Thank you for redeeming the water, Kamitsu-kun. Gotta hydrate.
おじい様も特に目をかけてくれてるんだよ。
Hi, welcome to the stream. Enjoy.
その厳しさは期待の気持ちの裏返しだと思わなくちゃ。
冗談じゃねえぜ。その跡取りってやつはジョージ兄さんに譲るよ。私が担ぐにはちょいとしんどいぜ。
Already said it before, but Jessica was the daughter who would inherit the head house. As cousins of a branch of the family, the pressure on our shoulders was probably different.
ほう、ジェシカお姉ちゃんが重い？マリアが持ったら軽くなる？
うん？ サンキューな。大丈夫。マリアちゃんには押し付けねえよ。
Mari is such a sweet kid.
この十字架は私が墓まで背負ってくよ。安心しなって。
She was grateful for Maria's innocent consideration, but it seemed that anxiety for the future she couldn't clear away remained on Jessica's face. Were we the same? If it was a high schooler near an examination, nobody would be able to hide their anxiety for the future.
マリアいらっしゃい。お母さんとマリアはこの部屋よ。
バトラ君は僕と一緒にこっちの部屋だってさ。
Where is Rosa's husband?
おお、なになに
Indeed.
こりゃ驚いた。親たちの部屋より広めじゃないのよ。
どうせいとこ同士で集まるだろうと思って。大きめの部屋にするように言っておいたんだ。
おお、マリアもこっちがいい。ママと一緒よりこっちがいい。おおおお。
そうか。マリアもこっちがいいか。よし。ここは俺とジョージ兄貴の部屋だが、特別に出入りを許可してやろ
う。Cousin convention.
お母さんには内緒だぞ。
Her mother, Rosa Obasan, was right behind us, but Maria still answered, striking the air with her fists clenched tight. After our parents put the luggage in the rooms, they gathered again in the corridor.
おいガキども、お前らはどうする？ここでいとこ同士おしゃべりでもしてるか？
It seems they were heading to the mansion to announce their arrival. Normally, we would have had to follow them and greet everyone together. But if that had been the case, Dad would have just said, "You guys come," and finished it. He was telling us that it was alright if we didn't come, so what'll we do?
どうせもうすぐお昼や。子供はそこでくつろいでたらええ。それに表で遊べるのは下手をすると今のうちだけかもしれんしの。
If worst comes to worst, huh?
Like the typhoon.
マリアはここでお留守番してなさい。いたずらをしないで、おとなしく待ってるのよ。
This fucking face she makes is so weird.
Yeah. Telling Maria to house sit was a pretty lame excuse for leaving her behind. George Aniki soon realized it and gave a clear reply for all of us.
じゃあ、僕たちはお言葉に甘えて留守番してようか。1年ぶりに積もる話もあるしね。
それがいいわ。バトラ君なんか6年分積もってるんだしね。
へいへい。お子ちゃまな俺はおとなしくお留守番してるぜ。
熊沢さん、私もこっちに残るからよ。あとは大人に任せて若者は退散してるぜ。
それがおよろしいでしょう。奥様にはそのようにお伝えいたします。
I wonder where my tabletop bestie is at. She's probably sleeping in. But yeah, let's just find a good place to stop.
Yeah, I was about to say it would be good to stop soon. Because we're gonna enter into like another like long stretch of big explanation stuff.
For sure.
他の子はともかく。ジョージは成人してるんだから。
Because we're about to meet Kinzo again, so it's probably best we leave that for the next stream.
そんなんで、ジョージだけ仲間外れはかわいそうやで。いとこ同士の交流も大事や。ほな、行ってくるで。
The adults left one after the other. Like the time he had guided us from the harbor, Gora-san went ahead with Kumasawa-san at the rear. As we gathered in the cousin's room assigned to us, George Aniki asked us to excuse him for a second.
I keep missing them.
No! He rushed over to Kumasawa-san, who was following behind the disappearing adults and seemed to be asking her something. He soon finished his business and came back.
どうしたんだよ、兄貴。
ああ、なんでもないよ。ちょっと聞きたいことがあっただけさ。
にも聞いた
何かな。ジョージ兄さんが私に聞かなくて熊沢さんには聞くことって何かな。全然見当がつかねえぜ。
いや、誤解だよ。ジェシカちゃんが何を誤解してるのか知らないけど。
Aniki was getting pretty tongue-tied. It's almost as though he had a guilty conscience and he was putty in Jessica's hands. Why? Something only Jessica knows and I don't is no fun at all.
This is Jessica's world and we just live in it.
So true.
なあ、マリア。俺たちだけのけ者なんてねえよな。何の話か聞きてえよな。
バトラとマリアも聞きたい。バトラとマリアも聞きたい。
It's an ooh party. I fooled around while oohing together with Maria.
いや、だから大したことじゃ。
We love to party and we love to ooh. The face of two people you can definitely tell have secrets.
さつけ。兄貴にしちゃ嘘が下手だぜ。拍手しやがれ。マリア、お前は右脇をくすぐれ。
マリアは右脇で、バトラは左脇だ。
Get him!
Get him! Get his ass!
ちょっと二人ともやめて。やめ。
Aww.
Maria and I played around chasing George Aniki, who ran away rolling on the bed. I think that when you're a high schooler, you try not to act like a kitten anymore, but in spite of that, I miss this kind of fun.
Such a cute way to put it.
A warm kind of fun.
ジョージ兄さんが熊沢さんに聞いたのはね。
It's all rainbows and laughter. For now.
For now.
まあ、ほら、あれだぜ。兄さんも本家は1年ぶりだからよ。
They didn't have Discord in the 80s, I think. So they had to stay out of touch, unfortunately.
その間に辞めた使用人とか入った使用人とか、そういうのがいたら挨拶したいって、そういうことらしいぜ。
挨拶する。マリアも挨拶する。
なんだよそれ。全然やましくねえじゃねえかよ、兄貴。違うな。マリア、騙されるな。兄貴は何か隠してるぞ。尋問再開だ。
Violence! Extreme violence!
Extreme violence!
やめてよ、本当に。マリアちゃんも、もうやめて。
多分掃除とか昼飯の準備とかで忙しいんだよ。大丈夫。後でちゃんと挨拶に来るぜ。ゴーダの出しゃばりの出迎えより、シャノンの出迎えの方が良かったってんだろ。
シャノン？シャノン。思い出したぜ。今も使用人やってんのか？元気かよ。
Are we entering the other side?
そういや、夏日姉さん。
Yeah.
So maybe this is the time to end?
I think this would be a good stopping point, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us today. Sorry about the lags, but they were at least a bit better this time than the last one. Did they expand this version a bit? There have been a few bits. I don't remember, but my memory is garbage. I don't know. What do you think, Aaron?
They did not. So, in contrast to the ports of Higurashi for consoles, the port of Umineko for consoles is just the question arcs and answer arcs. version that came out for Switch and PS4 in like 2021 had some side stories that were adapted, but for this version, which we're playing, is based on the PS3 version. It's just the original.
Love, Aaron is dressing up for the occasion for sure.
Yeah, thank you. This is my Umineko AU fit.
It's so
cute. I had to put it on for the occasion for sure.
Yeah,
Glad you like
Aaron
it.
also drew a picture of us together for these trims. Thank you so much, bestie. It was really fun. Nothing much has happened yet, but I can tell it's gonna snowball real quick.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna get exciting soon.
Yeah. So let's edge our audience a bit, so to speak, and the stream here. So we will try to keep the streams at the same-ish time on Sundays. So see you guys on the next Sunday. That's going to be 26. Yeah. And with that, do you have anything you want to say before we end? Want to plug anything, your Tumblr or anything? I'm Ogama Girl on Tumblr. You can follow me there. It's a catch-all sort of blog. I blog a lot of stuff in bursts, and then I post a lot of self-indulgent art. So if you like that sort of thing, really cute. So give her a follow if you have a Tumblr. Okay, and with that, we bid you a goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Bye. It was fun having you all here. See you again later.
Yeah, super fun.
See you next Sunday. Dasvidaniya. Oh, I just realized that we can raid someone. I always forget. I'm freaking still not used to Twitch. So let's see who is streaming from my besties. Thank you so much for watching. Let's see who we can raid today. Don't go anywhere.